Hi, everybody. How's it going? How are we? I saw a couple of people say that this is your guys' first stream. Thanks for coming. Welcome to the shit show. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Let's see. Hi, Sunny. Hi, Days in Blue. Paul needs to get a life. I know. He really is just trying to rage farm at this point, and it's a little bit cute. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Kristen. Ugh. Yeah, Oblis, I saw it was your first stream. Thanks for coming. Let's see. I have a student coming, so I'm going to have to catch the replay on this one. Have a wild time. Thanks, Envy. Thanks for coming. AJ, I'm sorry. I feel bad. I try really hard to not yell when I switch the thing, but I'm just a yelly guy, you know? Rebecca, first time catching a live stream as a member. Yay! I'm so excited. Leslie, your first time here too. Yay! Welcome, everyone. Hi, Frankie. Hi, Georgia. From Australia. My God, what time is it there? Summer, I feel like it's been forever since I've made it to a live. I just finished paying off my student loans so I could finally responsibly join the Discord. Summer, I love that for you. That has to feel so good. Hi from Italy, Lucia. That's so far. What time is it in Italy, you guys? Oh yeah, what did Socks say? I missed it. Also, hi Socks, thanks for coming. Hi Alexandra, Laura's Library. Thanks for being here, y'all. How we doing? How's things? Huh? Hi, Olive. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see. Thanks, guys. We've gone all over Central and Southern, so we've seen everything pretty much. Ooh, Socks, are you traveling? So excited for the shit show. Me too. Ooh. I need to put it on live chat. Good for me. I remembered. Hi, Luna. 9 p.m. Okay, that's not bad. That's not too bad, Lucia. It's yesterday and tomorrow at the same time in Australia. Okay, that's kind of fun. This is why I tell everybody that time is an illusion, y'all. Time is made up. We literally invented it. Like, who cares, you know? It's all just an idea anyways. Also, this needs to be... Oh, no, that's right. Okay. Okay, good. I can still hear. Coming from the future. Hi, Hannah. How are we doing? It feels so good to not worry about it anymore, but also screw you, capitalism. So relatable. Summer. Hi, Shantae. BC from New Zealand. My God. It's 7 a.m. That's very early for me. It's ready to make nug out. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm so sorry. If you guys didn't know, we officially branded y'all as a collective, the McNugs. I didn't, to be clear. You guys voted on it informally in the live chat last time. So there it is. I'm doing some grad work while catching a live. Yay, Shantae. It's the first time I've been able to follow a live stream. So happy. Yay, Lucia. I'm so glad you could come. Wish we could travel more, but when our daughter is in school, it's not really feasible. Oh, yeah. We're going to do the beach more often, though. Ooh, I love that. Yeah, the beach is really fun. Making donuts and listening to Mickey to procrastinate my grad school work. Relatable, Sid. I feel that. Let's see here. Okay. Beep, beep. Bam, bam, bam. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. I think we're about ready to get started, honestly. I do like chicken nuggies. Sam, me too. Let me check something in Discord right quick. Hi, Leah. Thanks for coming. Oh, I'm sorry you feel bad. I'm glad you're here. Not Denmark. Okay. I am so sorry. I was telling Discord earlier, we did a little like pre-stream hype situation in Discord, and I was telling them that I haven't had coffee yet today. And it's showing, but it's fine. It's going to be fine. Yay, Vintage Cassette. I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry you don't feel good. Christine, I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's a neurodivergent thing. Ooh, Libby. I'm glad we can body double together. Hopefully that makes it go by faster. Mo, you saw the walkie-talkies. I was literally at QT the other day looking for them and I couldn't find them. And I started to gaslight myself into thinking that they weren't real. So thank you for acknowledging that because now I feel better. Okay. I also, Discord, I said this before, but since there's more of you now, if anybody has the spoons or the wherewithal to screen record the Paul and Morgan stream, because they have a habit of deleting things and turning off their chat and stuff. So if anybody has the ability to screen record that with the live chat open, I would appreciate it mucho. Obviously, if nobody has the time or space, that's also fine. But just because we're going to be busy. And poor Aaron is at work. Also, everybody say hi to Aaron. He won't see this probably, but I'll tell him that you said hi though. Hi chat. Hi Mickey. Hi Pterodactyl. Thank you. I am having a good Friday. Actually, it's been really nice. I just got back from traveling. So I am especially tired. But Christine, I didn't see your name attached to the neurodivergent question at first, and I was like, is somebody memeing? Like, is somebody making fun? Yes. Hi, Aaron. They removed all comments. So, oh my God, they don't even have live chat turned on. Well, it's not. It hasn't happened yet. I don't think. I think it's happening in a half hour. But I'm curious if they're gonna have the live chat turned on. We'll see. Okay, I think we're about ready to get started, though. For those of you who are new here, hi, thanks for coming. The way that we do this is that we have to have an overlay over the video footage because YouTube will like take my stream down. So we do have to have the overlay up, unfortunately. However, I will be announcing timestamps as we go. So if you guys want to sync it on your own device at home, you can do that. Or you can watch it in the Discord without the overlay while it is live only. I promise I'm working on getting it recorded without the overlay. But like I said, I've been traveling and I think I overestimated my capacity to be working on stuff. So we will be doing that eventually. But for now, you can watch the replays with the overlay on YouTube, or you can watch it without the overlay on Discord while it is live only. There are no replays available without the overlay on it, unfortunately. I also did scoot the overlay up a little bit so that you guys can at least see the captions, the subtitles. And we will be watching this episode in 1.25 speed because I want to and because we like it here. So that's that. Yay, Aaron, I'm glad you made it. Called Neurotypicals Normies today. Love that. Hi, Fruity Pebble. I'm going to be playing RuneScape while watching, so I won't be chatting much. I started playing again day before yesterday. Yay, Alexandra. I love that for you. I hope you enjoy RuneScape. Thanks for coming. Christine. Thanks for joining the channel memberships, friend. I'm glad you're here. Congratulations. You're one of us now. Yeah. All right. We are watching episodes 7 and 8 today of the Ultimatum Queer Love. I am equal parts excited and dreading it. So let's see how this goes. All right. We are at 0 minutes and 0 seconds of episode 7 of the Ultimatum Queer Love, and we're going to press play in 3, 2, 1. To watch the dumb Netflix thing. Also, let me know if we have issues with volume. No music. None of that. Okay, we have Mal and Yoli here. And their cute little puppy Margot. Oh, Finley, you're sweet.
Can I do anything?
No.
What is it that you're looking for right now? The perfect strawberries. What does perfect strawberry look like? What is that?
Honestly, but some of them look beat up.
Have you picked your blueberries yet?
No. Happen next.
So why don't you just grab a handful of blueberries?
They feel a little bruisey in my fingertips. I don't want it. How nice is it to know that this human being is like, let me pick only the best strawberries for the person that I love.
Incredible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good answer.
Amazing.
Kinda sweet.
You look like you're a little cold. Do you want a hoodie?
I'm gonna go get one.
Volume so low.
You're doing stuff around the house. So that's been really helpful. Is that sustainable?
Whatever.
Yes. I like it being like cleaned up, or like, you know, making sure the shoes are over in that place and the catch-all is like here and there's not random shit in there. Or are you teaching me how the bed needs to be made instead of just throwing it over? I've been liking all of those things. What we're doing right now, is this what life looks like for you as a wife?
This is great in a roommate sense. Like, this is awesome. But I would want it to be more romantic.
Okay.
In the romantic way, I'm having a hard time.
Hold on, pause. Yes, Katie. So they're back with their original partners. Also, why is my fucking volume so low? It's gonna drive me nuts that I can't figure out why my volume is so low. They are back with their original partners as of now. And I think this is like their first week. Like it's very, very new. They switched last time, and there was kind of a kerfuffle last time, but all right. Also, hold on. My volume is literally all the way up and it's so quiet. It's gonna make me mad. Okay, I guess that's it. All right, whatever. It's fine. Moving on. We're at 2 minutes and 1 second and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Coming back to you.
I love my friends, I do. But I wouldn't make breakfast for my roommate.
I remember the first time I slept over, you made me breakfast the next morning.
Yeah,
You were like, I've never done this for any of the girls who I've had over. And I was like, yeah, right. Because you were so quick to do it.
No, I liked you. I liked you. And I still do. I still have pictures that I took of you when you woke up in my apartment.
You used to take good pictures.
Yeah. This is what life looks like for me. I like this life. I like this life with you.
Mackenzie, thank you. Yes, I am. This is
And I'm
an
here to
interesting
be with you.
interaction.
I'm here to leave with you.
Just can't seem to get you off of my mind.
Sick. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this because I feel like there's a little bit of resentment there almost. And like you're not meeting my needs sort of vibe. But I guess we'll see. Oh my God, with the music, Netflix. Yeah, Christine, there was a lot that happened last week.
So delicious. I'm so excited.
Okay.
This is delicious.
All right,
I
let's
think
see
you're
how
on a
this goes.
really good track for being house husband.
That was always my dream, babe.
Well, you played that really well.
I did.
Minus the house part, where you do things around the house.
Babe, I always
Sorry,
cook.
Professor.
Enjoy the
Cooking, yes. I don't think that's
Stop
the
it,
only thing a
Christine.
house husband should do is just cook and do
Hi,
dishes. I think
RTS.
a house husband should probably do more than that.
And what is the definition of a house husband to you? Say you were making, we were talking about the 3 times as much as me, and just say like, okay, why don't you just not work, because it doesn't matter if you work or not, and like do our business,
Do you feel like you would rather want to do that?
Of course.
Like not work?
Oh no, just to focus on the stuff we love, yeah. I was thinking about my view on gender and gender roles. And believe it or not, has changed.
Wait, since when?
Like 2 days ago.
Oh.
I had this idea, it's kind of similar to our discussion about you making more money, that for me to feel masculine, which
Right.
I do on the inside, I have to be the breadwinner,
Right.
or
Because that's how you were raised.
that's how I saw my mom and dad. Even when I would play house with my middle brother, I would tell him, I'm the husband, you're the wife, make food for me, I'll be back, I'm gonna go to work. I was conditioned with that traditional view, but I'm seeing it now that my role in a partnership in this
really
modern
cool.
world doesn't have to fit that.
Christine, I feel that.
That's really cool because that was one of your big blocks. Just the mere fact that you're starting to recognize those things is huge.
And I see it now, Boo.
Yeah. That's good.
I know, really good. Just, yeah.
How I really see it, in terms of
Okay,
how
hold on, pause. I do just want to highlight this because I feel like this show, yes, sucks very much so. I feel like this show is so much calmer in terms of conflict. Well, sometimes. Oh, Lilith, that's so nice. Thank you. than like the regular ultimatum. Like this is a great example of what it looks like to have a conversation about something difficult, but in a way that's like kind and compassionate with your partner, right? Like Aussie pretty clearly owned, like, I was wrong. Like I'm learning about some stuff. And Sam wasn't like lording that over them or like rubbing Aussie's nose in it, right? It was just kind of like, it is what it is. And like, we're celebrating that we as a couple have learned something. Yeah, sorry. NRE stands for new relationship energy. It's a term that people use in discussions around polyamory a lot. But a lot of people also use the term honeymoon phase when talking about relationships that aren't polyamorous. It's kind of the same concept that like new relationships have this sort of like glowy, vibey, everything's perfect energy, and it's because it's new and exciting, you know. This is so wholesome. Yes, Daniela, it really is. I think I just realized how cruel it is for Netflix to try to create new relationship energy and then say, yes. Is it Kana? 1,000%. Yes, because it's so emotionally manipulative, and also like this, it can't be overstated enough what an emotional whiplash this experience must be for these people, because you're essentially getting your emotions just up and down, like played with by Netflix and then filmed for people's entertainment, you know, and then getting ripped apart on the internet for like not handling it well, which is difficult, right? I was noticing that this, for me, a queer person, was so much more comfortable to listen to than any straight-oriented show. Yes, Raymond. Well, and the thing that's kind of disappointing about it, too, is that, like, this type of media is so validating for queer folks, but I feel like Netflix still shoehorned it into this very toxic container, you know? Like, I wish we could get queer representation of, like, healthy relationships that aren't, like, contentious or being forced into this really fucked up container, you know? Yes. Well, I mean, and Kimmy, like, don't we all, honestly, you know? I think that's something that I will be passionate about until the day I die, that even if your relationship is healthy, if your relationship is functioning well, everybody stands to gain something from individual therapy, obviously, but especially couples therapy, you know? The perception is that we only go to couples therapy when our relationship is falling apart, and, like, that doesn't have to be true, right? It can be really useful, and it's a great intervention if you're feeling like your relationship is kind of rocky. But it can also be a great way to deepen connection, to prevent future issues, to address stuff that maybe we're not comfortable addressing explicitly or verbally with our partners. It's just, yes, Mackenzie, I have live chat on, I promise. It's just a great tool to have generally, you know? Hi, Science Freak Dog. I know, Kimmy, I feel that. I feel like, especially because the perception is that bisexual people are greedy and self-centered and could never be happy with one person or one particular gender. It was kind of frustrating to see that, yeah, to see it play out the way that it did, I guess. Just the general concept of the ultimatum is engineered. Yes, yeah, Jaybird, it is. Well, and it is also founded on this false premise, which is that if you force your partner into an ultimatum, that will end in a positive way, which, like, rarely, if ever, is this going to pan out well, you know? Also, Christine, you're so sweet. Thank you. Hope, if you just sub to the Patreon, you should have a welcome email that has a link to the Discord. But if you are having trouble finding that, you can also sort the posts on the Patreon by the tags. And I specifically tagged one of the posts that has the permanent Discord invite with the phrase Discord invite. So just search Discord invite in Patreon and you'll find it. My partner and I just do individual therapy and have recap chatty sessions after our appointments. Yes. Yeah, Patchouli. And I feel like that is also, like, such a wonderful way to incorporate therapy in your relationship, right? Because you're, like, processing your own stuff and then unpacking it with your person. It's such a great dialogue. Like, I love that. Summer, thank you for joining the channel memberships. You're one of us. Thanks for coming, friend. I'm glad to have you here. That scared the shit out of me because Hope is my IRL name. Mo, I'm sorry. Or I guess Hope, I'm sorry. It's kind of funny when that happens. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 5 minutes 43 seconds and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Take care of the household. I would rather just hire somebody and neither of us be the house person. To me, it's so worth it.
That was always my dream, babe.
That is so nice, the idea of being able to hire someone, but that is outside of my tax bracket. Until the ultimatum is answered. There we go. With the music, Netflix.
You've just been my person for the past 3 years, right? Like, and I love you a lot.
Oh boy. The way they're interacting with each other is making me stressed.
Obviously, like, the other day we had a fight and it hurt a lot. Last night was good though. There was a point I just was like looking at you and I felt like for the first time in like a bit of time, like I was like falling for you again. I think it was just the top you picked for me. It was a nice top. I was a little worried about like whether or not we would be able to like explore intimacy with each other again. Because it's like, how can you even begin to have conversations about an engagement if you're not intimate with one another? I think you tested me a little last night. Kissing you in the car was fun. I wasn't talking about the car. I figured you weren't. It was nice though.
How do you feel about this?
I feel excited about us right now. And it's a really good feeling. You know, I guess I'm just thankful for the like chance to do this and to see if we can fit back together. And I'm just thankful that you're trying and you're giving me the space to figure out whatever the fuck is going on up here.
Okay, we're pausing. I just want to talk about this a little because I feel like the way Lexi and Ray are, mostly the way that Lexi is interacting with Ray is odd, right? Like we've addressed that there was like a statement made about like, I won't do anything physical with anyone else, that Ray did double back on, right? And so I can for sure conceptualize that as a betrayal of trust. It makes sense. But I think it's also a little disingenuous for Lexi to behave herself in this way of like, I didn't do anything wrong and you, did like the ultimate terrible thing. It seems to be ascribing a lot of shame to Ray that in my opinion is unwarranted, right? Oh no, Sam, is this stream laggy? I don't have any notification on my thing, so I'm hopeful that it's not me. But I just don't like this sort of like, thanks for giving me another chance thing, as if Ray did something bad. Because yes, Ray did violate Lexi's trust, but not in the sense that like she did something completely outside of like the scope of this experiment, right? Like if the idea of your partner being intimate with someone else is too much for you to bear, so much so that it might completely ruin your relationship, I don't understand why you would go on this show then. You know what I'm saying? Pterodactyl. It does. Yeah, it does kind of feel like a parent forgiving a child. But it also has this energy that like you have to earn my love, which is not kind. Like that's not healthy. Hi, Elzette. Y'all fabulously awesome. Oh, you're so sweet. From South Africa. Oh my gosh. Thanks for coming. Maybe because I watched the D20 Mentopoulos episode that introduced Fanny Fawn last night, but does Ray seem kind of fawny? I don't know who that is, so I'll take your word for it. Hi, Elsie. Thank you for coming. Hi, Tatum. Internet has been homophobic. Okay, love that. I say that all the time. Anytime anything even mildly inconvenient, homophobic. And being hate crimed. Formerly known as, I know, I get comments about that on the replays all the time, like how funny it is to hear me just say the most random usernames. But I don't know what else to call y'all. Like, I'm not just going to make up stuff. Okay, good. Yeah, Days in Blue. It does kind of have this energy of like punishment, which is, I just want to be super clear that that's not healthy, right? Oh, fawn, like a trauma response. Got it, Kristen. Yeah, I could see that, actually. I don't want to speak for Ray because we can't really know what she's feeling, but I think some of the behaviors are certainly similar. Okay, we're at 8:04. We're going to press play in 3, 2, 1.
Obviously, like, we know where we both stood coming into this.
Did you?
Do you feel like in any way, like, your idea of marriage has changed?
I think I've always thought the same way about marriage. Marriage is a commitment to someone, to like grow with that person and build this life with that person, right? It's doing all of the big like monumental like life things together. and it's special, and you want it to be with the right person. But I think the finality of marriage always scares me.
Emma, we're like 8 minutes, 40 seconds in.
I am very aware of how much I love you and how important you are to me. You're the one thing I'm excited to come home to. I love having you sit out there and talk to me when I'm grilling steak. I like going on a drive with you. I really love our moments. And they are not all big and they're not all small, but they all mean a lot to me. I know that you fit into my life, and I know I fit into yours, and even more than that, I feel like I fit into our life. And I don't want to lose that, because I really like our life together.
You do have a good life. I know I can be a lot sometimes.
I think for me, teamwork is a really big thing.
Good. I'm a good team player.
Sometimes we're, passing the ball over to you, and sometimes we're passing it over to me.
The Brady to your Grunky.
The Brady to my Gronky. That's what I'm looking for in life. I do think you're special, and I do think you're a wonderful person. And I think you deserve to see that when you look in the mirror, whether you know it or not. So I promise to be there to back you up. And I promise that I want to just be your partner, supporting you, and putting my heart into this. But I'm also gonna promise to keep giving you the space if you need that too. And I promise that no matter what happens, good, bad, or indifferent, I'll always make you feel loved. And to always show you that, when you need me, I am here.
No, with the music. All right, hold on, we're pausing. Also, I just realized that this is fucked up. Let me fix this. Tatum, oh my gosh. Thank you for the $1.99. You should check out Love Island USA first season. I have heard a lot about Love Island, but I've never watched it. We'll have to add it to the list. I feel like there are so many of these shows. It's overwhelming trying to pick a new one. Elsie, yes, very much. Yikes on bikes. I am just weirded out by the way that conversation unfolded, because it did very much have the energy of Ray being forgiven for some ultimate sin. And again, I don't know. Yes, Science Freak Dog. It does kind of seem scripted. Worth noting, however, is that the producers do this where they very much orchestrate these conversations between people. So it being scripted doesn't necessarily mean that Lexi was being phony so much as it does we're just seeing the product of, being on reality TV. But I won't lie, it did seem kind of formal, we planned this a little. I don't want to project my own stuff onto Ray, but in my experience, it's super common for a lot of Asian Americans to experience this sort of being shamed. Interesting, Summer. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm curious about the racial dynamics there also. Yeah, I don't know. I think if nothing else, it does seem like there's some self-esteem stuff. Oh, no, you're fine, Tatum. It didn't sound aggressive. I think there's some self-esteem stuff happening there. And we do this, right? When we have our own work to do on ourselves, we're a lot more apt to accept people's unwarranted criticism. And so that can be an important thing for us to be aware of. I know that there's not a fucking bug. I know that there's not another fucking bug in this office. I will cry if I get a bug in my mouth or my nose today. Please, God, don't do that to me. Anyways. Yeah, can we just admit that none of these couples should actually be together, Ray and Lexi? Well, also, too, Kimmy, we talked about this in the last episode. I wish that these people who form these really wonderful connections, Xander and Yoli, to me, are so cute together, but I wish that they had the opportunity to just date normal, to just go on a couple casual dates, explore what that looks like, to have their lives intertwined, and take that at their own pace, this whole setup, it sets people up for failure, and it makes me really fucking annoyed. All right, we're gonna press play. We're at 11 minutes even. But it is muted, so fair warning. We're pressing play in 3, 2, 1. Fax, you're alive. I'm so glad you're here. I was thinking about you earlier. I was missing you. I'm glad you came. Oops. Okay.
Wow.
Here we go. Vanessa and Standard with the music, Netflix. With the music.
It's nice. It's nice, like, feeling like we're dating again, you know? It's wild.
I'm getting to know you again. You're getting to know you again.
And I'm getting to learn and know Vanessa 2.0. Lucky me.
You are lucky. I'm awesome.
My favorite thing is when you just, like, talk yourself up, like, I'm this shit.
I think I need to do it now because if I don't, I think I'll cry. So I'm gonna keep talking myself up.
Good.
Yeah. I love you.
Love you.
They're very interesting.
Since, like, you, like, have this new discovery of wanting to get married, what are some things that you, like, expect out of a marriage?
I don't know. You'll just have to wait and see. I can't really describe how I'll be because I don't know, but I think I'm much more open to making long-term decisions, which is cool.
It's wild that it's, like, not even, like, scary for you. It doesn't feel like it is.
I mean, it's more exciting than scary. A marriage is a lot like what we've had for these last few years.
True. And we've grown a lot since the beginning.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, with the music. That was such a nothing burger conversation.
I feel sad that I was not present, and I hate that.
Okay. With the music, Netflix. Really laying it on thick. Okay.
And now it's changing every day. I don't know where it's going to end up.
Finley, I know.
Do you trust me to figure it out?
Editing.
Yeah.
Okay, it just feels so dramatic. Yeah. I also just really disagree with this premise that somebody can be fundamentally opposed to marriage, a few weeks go by, and now you want to get married. Like, I don't know, that just seems sus to me. All right, Mildred and Tiff.
You know, that's what you first said when we first met.
Yeah.
You know, you said, ew.
Yeah.
I like your earrings you're wearing.
Thank you. You look really good too. I like that turtleneck. It looks sexy. We've been going through so much for the last couple days. I don't know. It's just really hard when it comes to like conflict with you. Like, you know.
I think we're both guilty and like we come off like we're accusing already. We make up facts in our head and make up our own conclusions. That's why we interrupt each other. We both talk a lot. We don't value each other's voices.
Well, I'm sorry for interrupting you. How often do you feel like I don't let you talk?
All the time.
So I should just be quiet?
No.
When do I have permission to speak?
It's not that you should have permission to speak. It's a common
Because
respect.
now that you're telling me that I interrupt you, when we're having a conversation clearly.
Like even just now, you spoke over me.
Okay, so how do I not feel like I'm interrupting you all the time?
But you do that by not interrupting. And same for me, not interrupting
But
you.
Tiff, you talk a lot. Like you don't shut up.
We need to both feel.
Okay, wow. This went sideways immediately. Like, so quickly. This off the rails. Just, also, I want to point out that the reason that this started to go off the rails is because Mildred took something that Tiff said and turned it into a superlative and then backed Mildred into a corner Mildred backed Tiff into a corner to defend a point that Tiff didn't make. This is what it looks like when someone's trying to manipulate you, or when somebody is so emotionally flooded that they can't participate in healthy, measured discourse, right? Doing the, oh, okay, so I just never talk thing, like immediately. Not that Tiff should know this, to be clear, because this is like a very therapist-y thing, but like immediately at that point, we're done. We're not having this conversation. We're taking a break because that's not what I said. And I'm not going to defend myself against accusations that I didn't, or statements that I didn't make. And we are not emotionally in a place, right? Like we're taking some time. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that summer that Mildred, the way Mildred communicates reminds people of traumatic parents, which is, yeah, I think there's something to be said there that so many people resonate with that, but we don't have time to get into all of that. Well, yeah, also, the, like, you don't shut up thing is not, first of all, that's like really rude, but second of all, not, like a reason. It's not a good reason for you to just say, oh, I'm just going to talk over you then. Right. Hold on. Sorry. I'll postpone the premiere Okay, that's really funny, actually. But I feel like it's just important to call this out, right? Because like this is an issue that people can have, right? Where like one partner is more verbal than the other. This is really common in cis-het relationships between like a cis woman and a cis man, just because of the way that men are socialized and like positively reinforced for dominating the speech space. Well, yes, Finley, that too. Neurodivergent couples interrupt each other all the time. I know what that's like. But the way that we address that is not by just saying, I'm going to talk over you, right? It's by figuring out a workaround for us as a couple, right? There's like 73,000 different interventions that we could try that don't have anything to do with just talking right over your partner and making them feel bad about themselves or, you know, just like bad generally. Yes, Tanya. Tiff wanted a conversation. Mildred wanted an argument. Well, and I don't know if Mildred wanted that necessarily, but it does seem like Mildred becomes defensive and emotionally flooded pretty quickly, which then makes it difficult, if not impossible, for her to participate in these conversations in like a measured way, in a way that isn't like essentially just trying to microaggress your partner into submission. Neurospicy friends talk over each other but agree to come back to what each other is saying. Yes, Elsie. And also there is a way to communicate to your partner that like, hey, you're talking a lot, right? There's like verbal and nonverbal things that we can do to communicate, hey, you know, like this is not working for me. And well, also too, I know because Aaron and I do this in our relationship, right? We both do this. We all know that I can go on and on and on and Aaron does this too. And so we both have like a way, like a facial expression or like something that we can do to let the other person know, like, baby, you're yamming on, you know? And we've both mutually agreed that that's something that we can try to hold ourselves accountable for when we see that nonverbal cue, you know? My partner and I already read that, sorry. It's a therapy term that gets used, so feel free to steal. It's for all of us to use. What happened? What therapy term? I missed it. Sorry, the chat was moving fast. Might dip out for a little bit for half an hour. Okay, Sam, no worries. Oh no, I'm so sorry your friend's in the hospital. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad she's okay. Oh, emotionally flooded. Yes, it is very much a therapy term. Thank you, Finley. Yeah, feel free to use that because it's also applicable, I think. Sometimes I end up doing the opposite where I just don't say anything because I've been told in the past I take up too much vocal space. Eric, I hate that. Well, see, and that's what I'm saying too, that like when we chastise people in this really shamey way for talking too much, then stuff like that can happen where we feel a sense of shame about communicating with our partner, and that's counterintuitive also, you know? Emotionally flooded. Oh, thank you, Christine. Okay. Ooh, something my neurodivergent partner and I do is weekly check-ins, and that includes how well we feel we are listening to each other. Small boy, I love that. I personally am just a really big fan of like weekly check-ins and like regular check-ins, because it can also help to take the anxiety and the sting out of bringing up a desire for change or adjustment in the relationship. A lot of folks have a hard time getting started with that conversation. So having just a regularly scheduled check-in is a great way to combat that. Yes, they are the best. Oh, good, Sam. Okay. Well, all the good vibes to your friend, all the healing energy. I hope that she's feeling better. My snakes are chaotic neutral or chaotic good, and your cats are chaotic evil. Love that. Facts. That's relatable, honestly. Okay, we're at 15 minutes, 10 seconds, and we're going to press play in 3, 2, 1.
Heard and feel understood. Being in a child marriage with you, I believe that I've been pretty attentive to that.
No,
Is that
you haven't. And I'm gonna tell you why, because
Would you like me to finish talking?
I don't want to be with a person that doesn't allow me to talk, because just the same way as you feel disrespected, so do I. I'm a Latina, and when you're with Latinos, like, everybody speaks over everybody. You've been to my family's house, like, if you don't speak louder, then you're not being heard.
And I'm an asshole, and I tend to speak over people.
Okay, I think that you're confusing that, because you can stop being an asshole, but I can't stop being a Latina. I am a Latina, and I'm always gonna be a Latina until I die. What do you want me to do?
Being respectful has no race, Mildred. I cannot marry someone that blames being Latina as to why she can't show human decency.
I never said that.
Did you not just use that as your fucking card? That's not cool.
I'm not gonna argue with you no more, because I might never interrupt you again in your life, so don't worry about it.
It's bullshit.
Okay. First of all, high five. Ooh, Christina, glad you're almost home. High five to Tiff for advocating for themselves, because this is a scary thing to do. And I think people undercut how hard it can be in the moment to like put your foot down. And I think Tiff did a great job. So digital high five to Tiff for that. But also, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not surprised by the end result of this conversation, because we started it in a way that was not at all productive or helpful. And so we ended up in this place where Mildred is probably emotionally flooded. Tiff feels very unheard and unseen. And now we're in shutdown mode. Exactly. This is no longer productive. This is no longer helpful. And now we're just kind of taking pot shots at each other. I also just want to address, yes, Daniela, that is technically true. I just want to address this trope of like, I'm a Latina and so I'm going to talk over people. Like, is it important that we account for and be respectful of people's cultural norms? Obviously, yes, right? This is part of being in an interracial relationship or in a relationship with someone whose culture that you don't share, you're not familiar with. However, saying I'm a Latina and so therefore I get a write-off to interrupt you, to communicate with you in a way that you voiced hurts your feelings, and I am not at all to be expected to change that, to work on that, to address that, is not fair, right? Our culture is supposed to be a beautiful and uplifting and like complex part of our life, but it should not be a thing that we label as a write-off for our problematic behavior, right? Because first of all, that's kind of a shitty thing to say about Latina people. As a Latina person, disagree, right? I do talk a lot, and also I have made a conscious effort to work on my communication skills in relationships, right? As have lots of other Latina women and Latina people. Like, that's offensive. But also, again, regardless of what someone's culture is, it's just not okay to say, essentially, I get a write-off, right? I can do whatever I want and you can't do anything about it. A, because that's not true. We're all in charge of our own behavior. But B, because you're essentially telling your partner, I will behave in ways that are hurtful to you and I don't care, right? I have no investment, no commitment, no care or compassion about wanting to work on it for you. And that's inherently a problematic thing to communicate in a relationship. I used to have friends that would excuse their behavior on trauma. Yes. Yeah. And they would be so mean to me. And I always got over it because I didn't want to be a trigger. And like, this is another area where this happens, right? Where people will say, I have depression and so you can't expect me to be on time, or, I have ADHD, so you can never expect me to remember anything. And like, that's not fair, right? You're allowed space and compassion when you're imperfect. Obviously, mental illness is something that's beyond our control sometimes, but it is also not fair to tell people you're not allowed to feel hurt by my behavior, right? Yes, yeah, everybody has their own work to do in relationships. It is impossible to be in a relationship with a perfect person. That's just not how it works. But asking for a cop-out is not really fair. Yes, Katie, exactly. Hi, Brandy. Thanks for coming. Okay, there's a bug in it. Why do the bugs always have to fly by my face? Okay. Yes, Katie, that's yeah. Exactly the problem with that sentiment. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 16:09. We're gonna press play in 3, 2, 1.
We are going down to the fucking wire.
Stop yelling.
If you can talk however you want to, whenever you want to, you could probably find someone else.
I mean, I'm always gonna love you. You're always gonna be someone I love, but I need unconditional support from my partner. That's what I need.
It doesn't matter how much I love you. It doesn't matter what it is. It's
what do you
such
mean
bullshit.
It doesn't matter how much you love me?
Pressuring into a engagement.
You just don't want the pressure part. That's what it is. Because you want to walk out of here with me without feeling the pressure.
I'm done talking about fucking marriage. Like, this is stupid.
I lost here, like I don't fucking matter. Like, it's just, that's what it is.
I'm going off of what you're telling me.
Okay. Oi. The production equipment with the music. Okay. We're gonna wait for the music to wrap up and then I'm gonna pause. Great. Pausing. Let's talk about this really quick because I guess we've kind of talked it to death, but just for what it's worth, this interaction is like a perfect example encapsulation of what it looks like when somebody's being a pursuer and somebody's being like a fleer, right? One partner feels attacked and unheard. One partner feels unheard and unseen because their partner's running away. And so we do this, right? And like, this is a thing that ideally is being addressed in therapy, not by forcing people to go on this fucking show where we say, marry me or else, right? Mildred, for the love of everything holy or not, go to therapy. Yeah, I feel like everybody on this show should be entitled to therapy afterwards too, because of how traumatic this fucking experience is. Christine, yay! I'm glad you're home. Tiff was just shut down. Well, yeah, Jolie. And I think also you would be hard pressed to find someone who didn't shut down in that situation, you know? Not that that makes their behavior okay, like saying this is fucking stupid and whatever, like that's still hurtful. But I can very much humanize why they ended up there. Okay, we're at 17:13. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Go back to what I'm doing. Bitch, don't.
High five. Okay, God be with me. Stop. You wish. You wanted it.
So you wanna get into it? Baby, I'm crazy. You must be crazy too.
I win. I win.
Cute.
If you're ready, here's what you gotta do. Sign it
understand the rules.
and write it. See with my heart you break it, you buy it.
I don't like that at all. We're muting it. This feels so beyond invasive. Penalty box bad, Netflix. Oh my God. Jesus. I'm so glad there's an overlay over this because I feel just like, okay, that was literally useless. They just included footage of them half naked for no reason.
So we're meeting your brother today.
He helped me out a lot.
Violating their privacy.
He'll be the first person in my family to try and call me by my name that I go by now instead of my dead name. Whereas even my closest friends back home in Australia still calls me by my dead name.
His hair is so long.
Doesn't he look like a rock star?
Aussie's brother's hair is iconic.
I love what you're wearing.
Thank you.
Yes, Kristen.
Yeah?
Excellent
They're a lot better now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. I'm sure you boose have a lot to process.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a choice. Do we still go home with each other? Because obviously
Engaged and not just going home.
Right. Big
I missed
time.
that part.
Engaged. Engaged. At the end
Like
of
actually.
this. Like actually. Like really.
Ooh, scary. Huh?
I know. Right?
Okay,
So
hold on.
engaged to me.
Pausing. Something happening in the chat. What? 10 sessions sounds like not enough. Do they get 10 sessions of therapy? Xander spoke out and said they do get 10 therapy from Netflix. Interesting. I also don't know how I feel about Netflix limiting it at 10 sessions. It feels kind of fucked up. Hi, Sierra. Thanks for coming. We are at 19 minutes and 42 seconds of episode 7. Okay, good, Rachel. But also I feel like that just highlights the inequity between the way that Netflix addresses sex and intimacy between straight couples and queer couples, because they very much made a fucking spectacle out of it for the show, which makes me mad. Queer people's intimacy is not a subject of, like, entertainment, right? Fake laughter. I hope so, Alexandra. Yeah, Rachel, I hope they got called out too. I doubt that they care, but okay, let's keep going. We're at 19 minutes and 45, 6, 7 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Or we leave single.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a big decision. We both do.
What do you think about Aussie getting engaged potentially?
She should just do what makes her happiest. It's okay to be single. It's okay to be married. Don't worry about what other people think.
Yeah.
I feel like the way we were raised, our parents, especially Mum, would like tell us every little thing we need to do.
Yeah.
And
what to think.
Yeah, exactly. And what to think, right?
Yeah.
So she never encouraged us to think for ourselves.
No. Well, they're first generation immigrants, so they're very,
You know,
Might
traditional
even be-
Chinese, Catholic, kind
Yeah.
of very, you know.
My family's the total complete opposite.
Oh, really?
My family's pretty accepting. They're very open-minded. We play board
God.
games, like.
What a family.
I know.
I hear about these sorts of families all the time. You see it on TV.
You see it on TV all the time.
Backyard
movies.
parties, music,
Right.
singing, like
They
all of it.
dance.
Our family, You haven't even like
Yeah.
told them
Yeah.
your sexual orientation.
Yeah. That's a huge one, Ron. My mom, you know what she has done? She's asking me like, hey, do you want to meet my friend's son who's a doctor?
Denial's a powerful thing.
I'm trying to grasp the idea of what that life is going to be like in terms of being received by like the family. Like, am I going to have to be pretending to be a friend? My ex before was not out, and
Yeah.
so it was like it's very hard.
Yeah.
Having to pretend all the time.
Okay, well, it depends on whether my sister, tells them she's gay and that you're, her romantic partner.
I've never had anyone that I would potentially want to marry, and now that I do, you're absolutely, I'm like, you're my partner, That's how I'm going to introduce Sam to the family. But like, this is the first time thinking about getting married to a woman, and I'm just like, that is gonna be the thing.
We look to other people to make choices for us.
Yep.
Now we need to learn how to make our own choices.
Yep. Lead my own life for once.
Yeah. So Sam, would you actually leave my sister if she chooses not to marry you?
That's a good question.
If Aussie's not in a position to get engaged, that is what happens.
Okay, so I think it's not a surprise to anybody, sorry, we're paused, that I disagree with the premise of the show generally, right? Like, this is not a good thing. Yes, Jessica, agreed. Because I don't like the way that I know, the way that they keep misgendering Aussie is stressful. But for what it's worth, Alexandra, it's possible that Netflix encouraged folks to do that, and it's also possible that Aussie's pronouns changed after the show, so gray area. But anyways, I think it's not a surprise to anybody that I don't love this setup in terms of like, if Aussie's not in a position to get engaged, then Sam leaves, right? And also, this conversation is like a little bit refreshing, honestly, because I do appreciate at the very least that everybody at this table is being honest and is actually answering the questions that are asked of them, right? Aussie's brother asked Sam, are you really going to leave Aussie if Aussie doesn't say yes to getting married? And Sam was like, yeah, pretty much. And Aussie pretty clearly answered the question of like, am I going to have to pretend to be a friend or like lie about our orientation or sexual orientation to your family? And Aussie said, no, I'm going to introduce you to my family as my partner, right? This is nice at the very least. Oh no, bye Patch, I missed it. I'm sorry, bye. So I appreciate that, but I also am just frustrated by this conversation being so unnecessary and like, it feels kind of coercive, even though it's not. Like, it's coercive on behalf of Netflix. I think it's sad because Sam mentioned her ex was still in the closet. Yes, Tanya, exactly. But I appreciate that Aussie is like acknowledging that like, yes, this is difficult, and also it's a thing that I want to confront, Yeah, I'm curious to see what is happening with all of this. All right, let's keep going. Jessica, yes, he does seem pretty genuine. So the hope is that maybe Aussie's pronouns change after the show. All right, 22 minutes, 30 seconds, and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1. No music. Okay, Mildred and Tiff, here we go.
Thank you so much for setting this up. Been processing a lot of emotions and just thinking about a lot of, just like diving into our relationship and kind of thinking about us.
I think that there's a lot of good things that's come out of this whole experience. I think we've learned a lot. I think part of the apprehension of wanting to propose is I noticed that throughout the 2 years that I've dated you, we do get in fights. In the heat of the moment, you just toss me away. You just kind of throw me away, After many times and dozens of times, it started to hurt so much that it started to become numb, and it did make me feel like I was disposable, You always say that people in my life have left me before, people in my life have just like given up, or I've given up, and like I've just been trying to prove to you that regardless of everything that we've been through, that I think the one way that I can show love is to stay, I think, when everyone else wouldn't.
Okay, but also that's not healthy. Okay, we're paused. Sorry. This is not this is not Tiff's burden to bear, and it really pushes my buttons that Mildred has essentially said, if you don't marry me, then you're just like everybody else, right? You're just like all these other people who left me, because it puts Tiff in an impossible position in the sense that, like, if Tiff honors very understandable, I would argue, like, normal doubts about this relationship, that the way this is being conceptualized is that Tiff is traumatizing or re-traumatizing Mildred, which is not fair, right? Mildred's trauma is valid, and Mildred is allowed to have her own reactions and triggers and issues with that. And also the work is in addressing that and dealing with that for our own selves so that we can unlearn these problematic patterns and, like, be the best version of ourselves in a relationship, you know? Yeah, like, that's not a boundary. Like, saying you're not allowed to leave me is not a boundary. That's coercion. We can't force people to do things. That's not how boundaries work. Dark Strife, I saw that. I saw someone in the chat earlier say that they postponed it or something, but as someone who stayed when no one else went, therapy is cool. Yes, Elsie. I think also just this setup of, like, I essentially have to deny my own feelings and concerns in order to prove to you that I'm going to stay and that I'm a safe person is problematic from the outset, right? Yes, Christine. And I think Aussie kind of alluded to not being out with Aussie's family, and so I can understand that that might have been in process at the time that this was happening, right? I don't know that Aussie felt safe to communicate that to Aussie's family, which is fair. Oh, they are live right now? Fun. Love that for them. Days in Blue, is Mildred using her relationships to treat her trauma? Yes, it does kind of come off that way. Like, I'm using my relationships to try to fix my own trauma, which, don't get me wrong, there's so much beautiful healing that happens in relationship and in community. But ideally, we're not using our relationships as the only vehicle that we're unlearning trauma, right? Because again, that puts a really unfair burden on somebody. The reality is that Tiff is just a person, right? A great person, a wonderful person who seems kind and compassionate, but still a person who's flawed and fallible and will have their own stuff that's worthy of taking up space at the table, you know? Katie. Oh, yeah. Let's keep going. We're at 24 minutes and 3 seconds, and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
You know, we did get it in a heated moment. In that moment, I understand that I may have hurt your feelings. It wasn't my intention to. It truly wasn't. And I understand you have every right to feel the way you do, but I noticed in that moment you just completely threw me away again, in a sense of, like, no, actually, I won't be your fiance, you know? And that, to me, hit very, very hard, because it felt like this trial marriage symbolizes something that is much deeper than the relationship that we had back home. Yeah. To me, it symbolized, like, we are married. And that's what terrifies me, Mildred. It terrifies me that we could get engaged or married, and then one day wake up and you want a divorce just because you're upset. That's something that I can't come back from. And it's the biggest decision of my life. So it's supposed to last a lifetime, not be thrown out next week, not be thrown out ever.
Okay, pause. First of all, okay, hold on. I saw some stuff in the chat. Hold on. Give me a hot sec. Actually, I'm addressing this first. Tiff is for sure going to therapy, and I love that for them. Facts, stop it. The song lyrics. I almost read them again. I am so blown away by the way that Tiff is handling themselves in this situation, because this is why I tell people too that, like, initially when we work through communicating in a healthy way, it might come off as a little therapy-y, right? But also there's such a beauty in Tiff being able to say, I'm validating your emotions. I understand where you're coming from. I know that you are within every right to feel how you feel. And also, to me, what I noticed was this. To me, what I felt was this. Like, I love that. Christine, I think you can actually meet people if you click the little 3 buttons next to them. You honestly, I could see that, but I doubt that they're probably engaging with anybody who's not specifically from their community. Okay, let me see some other stuff. Also, just to be super clear, I hope they live stream their apology. I guarantee you that there's no apology at all anywhere in that live stream, and especially not a genuine one. I just want to be super clear, by the way, for anybody who wants to support me, like, I love you guys the most for having my back and being so supportive, you know? But for anybody who wants to support me, the kindest thing that you can do is, first of all, to be kind to yourselves. And second of all, to not engage with Paul and Morgan, to not engage. Like, don't give them hate clicks or views. Don't write them comments. Don't leave them engagement. I don't think it's a coincidence that when the snark community put a firmer foot down about not engaging with them, that their views started to go down. Right? I don't think it's a coincidence that they're farming for views after the snark community has taken a pretty hard line stance about we're not engaging and we're only watching their content through vehicles that don't give them the clicks and the views, right? Like, to me, that's valuable. My ultimate goal in making the content that we make is in combating misinformation and disinformation, like speaking truth to the misinformation and disinformation that they're providing. And also, ideally, having less people be exposed to that, right? Yeah. Please don't do it. Yeah, write your comments here. Thank you, Eric. That's a great idea. Christine hurt my heart. I'm sorry, Fax. I don't think Christine meant it. Yes, exactly, Alexandra. Give me your clicks and views instead. Oh yeah, actually, remember to like the stream if you guys haven't liked it already. Katie, thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate you so much. Love yourself. Don't engage with Porgan. Absolutely. We need that on a t-shirt. Yeah, also I saw them talking shit about somebody using they, them pronouns to refer to me, which is a fucking side eye from me. Big fucking dislike. It's okay, Jen. I know morbid curiosity got the best of people, but just as a reminder, stay strong. Also, if you really want to watch it, use the YouTube link. Here, I'll put it in the chat. I put it in the Discord chat earlier, but let me find it again. Give me a hot sec. Copy. Oops, wrong button. Oh my God. Please tell me that this stream is still happening. Okay, great. Oh my God, I pressed the wrong button. It's totally fine. No, not that. All right, hold on. Yep, it's fine. It's totally fine. Perfect. There we go. We love a loophole. We do love a loophole. There you go. That's the YouTube link. You can go watch their videos if you really want to watch it. Not give them clicks and views. It's like a workaround. I don't really understand how it works, but you know, I'll take that. Mallory, because the Tiff and Mildred conversation is a lot. Okay. I love being a they, them people. Me too. Is it Alexaris? I love being a they, them too. Yes, Noah, the video is on 1.5 speed. Okay. Let's keep going. We're at 25 minutes, 16 seconds, and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. I've been thinking about how every time we have a fight, I run away, you know, and I throw you away and I say it's over. Looking very deep into our relationship, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of like telling you that I love you. I was so afraid of being rejected. I was so afraid of feeling so strongly for you. Like, I've never felt like that for anybody in my life. I've always had problems with having adult relationships. And in this experience, I've learned that if I'm gonna sit here and blame somebody for something they did, I need to point fingers at myself first. I failed and I'm sorry. I've been thinking about everything I want to tell you and how much I love you. Okay. And that all you wanted to do is love me. And you always showed up for me and you never left me. And I'm sorry that I couldn't see that. I'm sorry that in our 2-year relationship, I couldn't give you the credit that you deserve for always showing up for me. Even after I broke up with you, you were at my doorstep the next day. You texted me, you were there for me every single time, and that means so much. That means so much more than anything. And like, you're still here. And you don't know how grateful I am for that. And I will always love you for that.
I'm hoping within my heart that it's not too late. to recreate everything that could have been.
It's now or never. And if you let me, I can show you that every single day. I can't be afraid anymore.
These are strange days.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Life plays out in the strangest way.
All right, hold on, we're pausing. Raymond, yeah, I did a little. Okay, so here's the thing. Of course they are, Sunny. If anybody wants to grab me screenshots of that, feel free. Here's the thing about this. I appreciate that they both were able to acknowledge their own stuff and bring that to the table, right? But I struggle a little bit with like normalizing this behavior. Especially Mildred saying like, you know, even after I broke up with you, you were at my doorstep and you texted me and all this stuff, right? Like, it's sweet, but is also problematic, right? Like, in an ideal world, we're not having to chase after someone and show up on their doorstep and send them all these text messages in order to keep the relationship functioning. You know, like I just want to be clear, I guess, that like if this works out for Mildred and Tiff, that's fine. And like ultimately, like, you know, I've said this before, I just love. And I just want people to be happy. But I also don't want to say like, oh, this is what love looks like, right? This is like what healthy love looks like. Doing this thing where you're like chasing after someone because they're constantly pushing you away. Like, this is problematic. This good honest stream. Sorry, I was confused. I was reading the comments. Yeah, Claire, it turns into codependency really quickly. Yes, Dark Stripe Queen. I have had a couple of requests about that. It is in the works. I just take forever to research things, so I will make an active effort. I am trying to move away from promising like, yes, I'll have that up, because sometimes videos hit the cutting room floor and like it is what it is, you know. But yes, Claire, codependency would be a good video topic too. You know what? Let me write down the codependency thing so that I don't forget. Hold, please. Aaron sending me a bunch of text messages. Beep, 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 beep. Codependency. Video. Okay. Perfect. My lips are zipped. All right. Let's keep going. Well, yes, for sure, Katie. Love is complicated. Hold on, I didn't read the... Yes, I think that's a central focus on the show sometimes, is people just wanting a warm body rather than wanting a specific person. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 27 minutes, 21 seconds, and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I want you.
No music. 1 week. This is like the longest episode on fucking planet Earth. Oop. Oh, God.
I got nervous over everything.
Out.
I got your back. I think I've shown you that I love you no matter what.
Thank you. Yeah.
I do love this room. Music that I won't like.
Hi, babies.
What's up?
I'm going to my girl. Hold up.
You look so good.
Thank you. You too.
Hi.
Hi, wifey. Ex-wifey. Sorry.
Yeah, what the hell?
You want a drink?
Definitely.
Thank you for
I
coming
don't
out with me.
like it.
If you even try to kiss me with that lip.
Kiss you? Ugh. Who would do that?
It's cute over here.
Really stressed about this. Hi, Luna. Listen, thanks for coming. Oh, pink shirt, like you're wearing your snake. See the your snake in your shirt.
Should we go to the barbers? I don't know.
Can I have an Aperol Spritz? Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi,
God.
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Be a disaster.
Hello.
Let me see.
Picked it out myself.
What?
Yep.
You look good. Hi. How are you?
Great.
Vanessa messaged me to let me know that Xander and Yoli were communicating. There's a piece of it that just feels a bit manipulative. Vanessa, we are not friends.
What's up?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Can I grab you?
Yeah.
Can you join us?
Oh.
Just a wreck. Oh, no.
So I just want to talk. I am curious to know why you sent me the DM that they were speaking.
It was a big surprise to me, and I felt like I didn't want you to be blindsided at the end of it.
No, I mean, she told me, and if you're bothered about it, like, tell her to stop talking to Xander. They're allowed to have that moment, and that's fucking okay. Like, that's why we're here. I just kind of felt like you were trying to stir the pot for me.
You have every right to feel how you want.
Vanessa thinks that she's a fire starter, but like, she feels more like a fruit fly. Like, you see one fruit fly show up and you're just kind of like, ah. So just for my own heart at this moment, there was nothing that was problematic that they were sending to each other. It was just the fact that they were talking. That was the only problem.
Yoli had asked for a selfie, and it was just like there were a few things that made me uncomfortable. Like,
well, but I didn't hear that when you told me.
And I didn't think that happened, but okay.
I don't remember it happening either, because she thought that I said
the message said, I don't want to see it if it's not a selfie, winky face, and then you sent a photo.
Oh, in response, yes, I can see that.
In response to what?
Since
we're here.
All right, something, I'm assuming something she posted, maybe like you being somewhere, it's like if you're, stop posting like where you're at, like send a selfie. So that was probably it.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the only question I had. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take a shot.
And that was it.
Okay. All right. Pause. I, first of all, forever respect Mal for being one of the people on this show who is comfortable to just be like, we're talking about it, right? But also, I'm just a little bit weirded out by this whole exchange because it does feel kind of ownership-y, right? Especially Vanessa doing the thing with Xander about like, I don't want you messaging Yoli and whatever. It just communicates like a power thing that is ideally not present in healthy relationships. I know, Jessica, get drunk now, that will help. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I do really respect Mal for being calm and clear and concise about the whole thing. And I don't disagree necessarily that like Vanessa doing this, you know, did you know that they're DMing thing seems kind of misplaced at best and manipulative at worst. Let's keep going. We're at 30 minutes and 52 seconds. We're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I didn't hear.
Okay, didn't think it happened.
Are you guys all feeling like ready to make a decision in whatever this is, like a week, I guess?
What do you want? How do you feel about the decision?
What just happened?
You know, I don't know.
I just don't understand.
Hi.
Hi.
How have you been? I miss you. I miss you too. I kept thinking like, you know, like, what were those feelings? Was I like dreaming for 3 weeks? Okay, no, like I'm still thinking about her a lot, and
you were?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
I think we had an amazing time together, and I would hate to see like that it ends with this experience. Do you feel like that you like grieved it to the point like where you're
grieved
like
what? You and I?
Yeah, like or like I guess like do you feel like that you like got over us like? Okay.
Right now, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do.
I got like so many memories built up in here that like I can't grieve it because I have so much thought that there's like a potential. It's hard shit. You're so fucking cute.
You look cute.
I'm so anxious.
What's the jacket from?
Stressed.
Zara, duh.
Can't bring that back to Hawaii.
Well, take me somewhere else.
How's it been going?
Mm-hmm.
With Yoli?
Jinx, I know.
Up and down.
Come over here.
Also, just real quick, hold on. We're at 33 minutes and 6 seconds. I do just want to be clear, though. I think there are a lot of people on these Netflix shows, you know, The Ultimatum and Love is Blind and whatever, all of the shows, who could benefit from being made aware that polyamory is a perfectly valid relationship orientation. And also, I don't want to prescribe polyamory to people who are having a hard time being monogamous to each other, because polyamory requires more communication, more honesty, more trust, more emotional intelligence, especially, well, maybe not in emotional intelligence, but like it's a difficult relationship orientation to navigate if you're already having a hard time with honesty, with trust, with like transparency in your relationship, right? Bye, Gemma Bell. Thanks for coming. Polyamory is not like a fix-all that like if you guys are having a hard time being monogamous that you can just do that and that will fix it, right? Like that's not true. So like I just want people to be aware of that. If you want to be polyamorous, or you are polyamorous, right? Like that's perfectly valid. And also it's not a fix-all for difficulty with monogamy, you know? After all the ways focus on the family screwed up my life, I'm tempted to do a Viking funeral ritual. Okay, love that. You should do that with all your focus on the family paraphernalia. Yes, yes, exactly. Polyfidelity is harder than monofidelity for sure. There's just a higher level of communication and like involvement that's required because it's, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot, I guess. Okay. 222. Thank you, Jinx, for pointing that out. All right, let's keep going. We're at 33 minutes and 4 seconds, and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Hot ass date. She's the trial wife I never had.
I think everybody's going inside.
Everybody's going inside?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, I want to tell you this nail salon story. It's gonna like I've been hyping this story up. You know I go in Groupon a lot, and so I went in Groupon.
Yes, Julie, exactly.
What do you see? What do you see?
Nothing, just 3 of them.
Oh.
Bitch, you're crazy. I see what you're doing here. Trying to involve yourself in my relationship and my trial marriage. For fuck's sake, stop.
I do have to go over there. Are you avoiding me, right? I'm not. You are?
Are you avoiding me?
Maybe.
How have you two been?
Most of the time it's been pretty good, but
It's been challenging.
but like in a really good way because we are both showing up differently.
Yeah.
This shit has been intense.
Yes, Jessica,
Yeah.
it's a problem.
I'm gonna talk to Mildred for a second.
Okay.
I don't miss you.
Why did I have to lie? Tell me like everything.
Fidelity meaning like not
Think I've lost
cheating,
my
but in a
mind.
poly sense, Christine.
Yeah, you mess my head up.
Like I feel what you guys are feeling right now. It's so big and it's just so strong.
Can I step
Yes,
in?
The Ethical Slut is a great book.
Do you want me to not step in?
You can do whatever you want.
What do you want?
If you just stick to the
I don't know. It's very intimate.
I like how you want kids and how you text me about that and that you want it to be a marriage. And I
This
think
is
that
a
you sticking
nightmare.
to who you are. I
This
think
is
that
hell
would
on
be-
earth.
I can walk away with you.
Yeah, just anybody sticking to what they actually believe in.
How you going to be?
You okay? That's a loaded question.
I honestly kind of want to go back and like join that conversation because it was a conversation that was Mildred was speaking up about something that's very important to her that relates to me, that relates to Xander, and I kind of want to go back to that. To be super honest, but I don't want you to feel like I'm not thinking of you. I am.
Is it a conversation that I can join or that you don't want me to join?
I think it would be more authentic without you there. I just want to. There's just some questions I have not had answered, so I just want like maybe like 5-10 minutes, if that's okay. It's not long.
Is it a trust thing? You need me to trust you in this?
Please, yes.
Okay. Okay. Go for it.
Thank you.
This shit is not easy. I need you to know.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not.
I'm not okay either.
It's like not easy. Wake up.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Pause. Wow. Well, Katie, I can kind of understand that though because like no, but yes, right? Like wow. Okay. Mildred did pick up on faking a conversation so fast. That was kind of impressive, honestly. Here's the thing. First of all, I do really respect the way that Mal and Yoli communicated with each other just then because even though it was probably a little painful, very painful for Mal to hear, Yoli was honest. And I think Mal did a good job of like respecting that and honoring the trust there. But it does feel kind of disrespectful the way that Yoli and Xander are behaving because they are being like openly, outwardly affectionate and saying I love you and all this stuff when they're like in theory supposed to be in other trial marriages, right? Like it just is difficult. And like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like there's some boundaries that are crossed here. I feel a bit, and for Mal, I feel like she's being a lot more mature and accommodating. Yes, Jinx, I think so too. Hi, Queerwater, thanks for coming. You're not too late. I still can't figure it out. Sorry, you're not being dumb. Sorry, date multiple people. Does that mean that they communicate their relationships to every other person honestly? Yeah, Christine, essentially, just essentially meaning that like in a poly relationship, you're being transparent and clear and like honoring the relationship agreement that you have with every person. The reason that people say polyfidelity is harder is because in a mono relationship, you have to honor the norms and the boundaries and the agreement that you have with one person, right? But in a poly sense, you have to honor all of those agreements, those norms with that person, but also with all the other people that you're dating, and also like making sure that one relationship's norms and agreements don't violate the norms and agreements of another relationship, if that makes sense. It's almost like trying to have this communal conversation with everybody when sometimes it's not a relationship norm to have everyone involved in this conversation in a roundtable sense. So it's a lot of moving pieces. It's complex and it can be very difficult, and especially if we have avoidance issues around conflict, people can do the thing where we don't speak up about someone accidentally violating the norms or agreements of our other relationships because we don't want to create conflict, and so then that person implicitly like or accidentally violates that norm. And so it's just, do you know what I'm saying? It's a difficult thing to explain because it is so complex, but like essentially trying to honor the agreements of all people involved is difficult because there's so many people involved. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I think what Jinx said is pretty spot on about Mal being more mature and respectful in this situation than Yoli is. And I can understand why Mal is doing that. I think there's probably a feeling of like, I want to make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward. And at the end of this, if it still doesn't work, then like I did everything that I could, you know? But it does also feel kind of unfair to Mal. Like I feel bad for Mal in this situation. Okay, we're at 36:16. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Are we in line side of somebody?
No.
Can you look?
I don't know. Yeah.
Let's go back. Still line side?
No.
Okay. Am I?
No. I don't want to overstep my boundaries, and like I know that like I should be willing to go there.
No, I respect you for not wanting to overstep your boundaries.
So I don't want to, but I do want to make sure that like you do know how I feel, and I feel like that you do. But you know, right?
I think I do. I guess I'm just trying to like figure out where you're at a bit.
Let's do this then.
Yeah.
That's all I mean.
Oh God. Did they just?
You feel that?
I don't know how to feel.
It's okay if you don't.
I do and I don't. If Mal wasn't showing up, she really does just want what's best for me also. She's been supportive as fuck and like very much like not even trying to get me to not be.
Is that what you want? Support?
So support is something I want.
Raymond, yeah.
The things that she's giving to you though, is it something that you could get out of a friend? You don't have to answer that. I just want you to think about it.
I am trying to be as receptive to the way she's showing up romantically, outside of being just friends. I'm coming from a relationship with you where the romance was very much there, and the intimacy.
Yeah.
And the support. I don't know how to differentiate that right now.
You need to tell me anything.
I know.
Do you want to like explain and like tell all these amazing things about like why we could work, but like I also like don't want to feel like I'm like a second pick. I don't feel like that I can 100% rely on anyone, you know? I don't want to feel like I'm not being chosen anymore.
You're giving a second ultimatum? Like, what is happening? I'm so overwhelmed and stressed.
Am I crazy for caring at all?
I feel like my heart and my mind are in two different places. I am still in love with Xander. If me and Mal were further broken apart, I would marry Xander.
Oh, good.
But
Christine.
I love Mal.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
I don't know.
Am I crazy for caring at all? Am I crazy for caring at all?
Yeah, Canna,
So you're
I
torn.
agree with that.
You've been so set on being married for her for a long time, from my understanding.
Yeah.
What changed?
She met Yoli. I don't think you guys came in here intentionally like, I'm gonna fall for this other person. But like, regardless of all this shit, I love Yoli, period. And I respect her enough, and I love her enough. If it is you, then like, okay, it is you, right? But like, I love Yoli. I've been through shit with Yoli. I know things about her. I know her baggage that she comes with. I choose Yoli at her very worst. I choose her with all the trauma. I choose her when we weren't shit. I choose her when she can't provide shit for me, and I still choose her. Do you choose Yoli? No disrespect to you.
No, great question.
So I'm asking, like, do you choose her?
It's conflicting because like I love you and Yoli loves you. Vanessa's asked me hard questions like this, and I'm like, I very much am usually someone that like wants to try and like respond and answer as quickly as I can. So I know everyone's dying to know, but like I can't feel like that I can do that appropriately right now.
Does she know that?
I mean, let's bring her in here. Let's talk about it.
I don't know.
She's like, I don't want you like kissing her.
I'm sorry, I know you guys are talking about something serious, but somebody said bring Yoli in here and talk about it. Grab your purse.
I hate to like spotlight Yoli and I's relationship right now, but
Oh God.
here we go.
So just to catch you up to speed, like, I loved you at our worst. I still love you. I still choose you. And I was just asking if Xander, I'm curious to know if you choose Yoli the same way I choose Yoli.
I mean, no, because that's not the history that we have.
But do you choose her?
I'm choosing myself right now.
Fair.
This is terrible.
Fair.
What is going
I would
on?
hope that you choose yourself also. This isn't like the decision night.
It's not.
I just want to be super clear. This is not an appropriate way to handle this. I do have a lot of respect for Mal, but that was not it.
Dramatic 2.0.
I don't know where you went, but
I know where I was.
how was it seeing Vanessa?
She had asked me at one point, are you like avoiding me? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. It's just so awkward for me. It's so uncomfortable.
I don't know why you couldn't just be honest with her. I'm not looking for her to be a part of our life. And if you haven't set that boundary, how will that boundary be known? What?
You like look at me like with disgust. Like as soon as like she walked up and like we like touched for a second.
I don't want that.
This is not healthy. This is so very much what happens. This is a common thing. This is a human thing. This isn't shameful, but this is not healthy because people do this a lot when we're in the recovery phase from infidelity where, you know, you are not allowed to talk to this person, right? Under the hope that cutting that person out of your life will avoid any potential future issues, right? And the truth is that that's not helpful and that's not real. Yeah, this is not productive. And also the truth is that Lexi doesn't want Ray talking to Vanessa because of her own insecurity, probably. And like, that's very human. That's very common. But it's not an okay reason to issue your partner directives about who they are and are not allowed to talk to. And also, if your relationship is only successful, is only, the word is escaping me, but like not, if your partner is only not cheating on you because they don't have the opportunity to, then we haven't solved a core issue here, right? Like, you can try to cut out people from your partner's life that they may potentially cheat on you with, but if you're only successfully avoiding infidelity because of that, then like our relationship has a core foundational problem that needs to be addressed beyond just trying to cut out people from our life, you know? Triangles. Yeah, this is a lot of triangulation, honestly, because the truth is that Lexi has beef with Vanessa and is trying to use Ray to accomplish making Vanessa feel the way that Lexi wants her to feel, which is not fair. And it's also using your partner. You know, there's so many weird power and control dynamics going on here that are just not, they don't have a place in a healthy relationship. We're at 42-44. Let's keep going.
How do you not get that? I made it very clear that I needed to be chosen. This was such a simple way for you to choose me.
This is very
I thought we had a good night.
We did. I just still
We obviously didn't. She hugged you first.
I maybe like went like this and literally didn't even look at her in the face. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. You think I made like really intense eye contact with her? Like, it didn't.
She still clearly has power in this relationship. It sucks, but
Oh my God.
no, I'm not saying that about
It's, like,
you.
ridiculous.
No, I didn't say that about you. It affects me, not you. I'm not asking you to walk away right now. All I'm saying is it bothers me. I don't want her in my life.
I'm in this with you. I'm trying to think about you. Like, why are we even talking about this situation? Like,
Tatum, thank you for the $9.99. I met a man I like and find attractive. He told me on our date that he was in jail for a month because his ex-girlfriend said he hit her. The charges have been dropped. Should I go on a third date? I don't know, Tatum. For what it's worth, I can't give anybody specific advice. But I think it's important in moments like that to like check in with our safe people, our core community, right? And also what your instincts are, what your nervous system is telling you, all those things. Like there's a lot of factors in making scary decisions like that, you know? I know we do need a nope button, honestly. It does seem like Lexi is just kind of having a hard time moving past what happened with Ray and Vanessa, which again is very human. We're not here to shame that. Lots of people have a hard time moving past this stuff. But if the goal or like if the reality is that you're going to continue to punish Ray for this for the rest of your life, then we need to have like more serious conversations about the future of this relationship, you know? Okay, we're at 43:53. Let's press play in 3, 2, 1.
Because I want to feel supported.
I do support you. Doesn't mean I need to like not look someone in the eye ever. Like, you wanted me to be like, fuck you, like.
No, I just wanted you to not look at her and to just not talk to her.
I feel like I didn't engage.
That's insane.
I didn't look at her once tonight. She's fucking with our life and I don't like it.
Okay, but
I don't like it.
It's you,
the
though.
antagonistic behavior, she's not a stupid person. In the way she manipulates and the way she behaves, she's plenty calculated. Let me go poke there. Oh, my relationship with Xander's not working out? Let me go poke there. She is calculated, Ray. Down to her fucking core. She is calculated and full of shit. Not a good person. Not a good person.
These are wild accusations to be making about someone that you don't super know, first of all. But second of all, the truth is that if your relationship is in a healthy and safe and happy place, someone attempting to manipulate your partner is going to fall flat, right? The truth is that Lexi and Ray are having a hard time moving past what Lexi perceives as infidelity, I'm guessing. But this is not... There's so much to unpack here. Okay, hold on. Mackenzie with the $13.99. Not gonna lie, I've had a shit week and I don't think I have the capacity to hang around the whole stream. Here's my contribution to make up for it. Mackenzie, I'm sorry you had a shit week, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the super chat, but I hope that you're able to take care of yourself. Go do something fun. Go do something that, yes, internet consensual hugs to Lexi or to Mackenzie if you want them. And I hope that you have a nice evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. Canna, yes. Oh, there's just so much to unpack here. Let's keep going. 44:34. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Anything I want to talk about, it's like you shut it, or like you make a joke about it, and like.
Yeah, because you had good times with her. I get it.
I did have an experience here. Like, it was hard. Just as we're having an experience here. I'm sad that like this turned out like this, because I don't know, we talked last night about like just wanting to have like good moments. And I felt like today we had that. Like, I was with you, like.
Part of this process is identifying our values. I can't tiptoe around this shit.
If one of your core values is cutting Vanessa out of your life, then we have bigger problems, Lexi. Okay, hold on. Also, Tatum with the $9.99. Thank you. He did also delete me off Snapchat because I did respond back to him a couple of days, which was a red flag to me. He messaged me then saying, "Are you done or what?" which was a red flag to me. Yeah, that sounds really hurtful, Tatum. I'm sorry that happened. Yeah. Paul called me mean for basically saying, Daniela, don't engage in the chat. I am asking you kindly, please don't go over there and say anything in their chat if they're still live. Just let it be. Paul will tucker himself out eventually, you know, like when little kids throw a tantrum, sometimes the best thing that we can do is just let it be, and they'll run out of energy eventually. I just don't want to give him any more attention than I already have. Like the truth is that I have there's no benefit for me in continuing to engage with Paul, right? Like, he stands to gain clicks and views, which is not something that I'm looking to give him. And I have a community that's wonderful and supportive and lovely, and like, we can have a great time talking about content like this. I don't need to engage with Paul further. So, yeah, don't be in their chat, please. Yes, sending you lots of love, Tatum. Christine, thank you. I hope this guy doesn't know where you live or work. Yeah, that's fair. Be safe, everybody, with dating. Dating is hard and scary, but be safe. Have no fear about setting boundaries around your location and your contact information, because you're allowed. Okay. Oh, good, Tatum. Love that for you. Okay, we're at 45:21. We're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Before we get engaged. Why are you making that face to me?
I don't know what to tell you. All you can focus on is like the negatives.
For the love of fuck, stop putting words into my mouth. Please, stop saying what I am and am not feeling right now.
Yeah, it is hard when people do that.
Then like, just fucking don't be with me then. It's like fucking cancer.
A wreck.
It just eats at you. This is the girl that looked me dead in the fucking face and told me what you did with her hands. That person. Do you know how hard it is to relive that?
This is
oh my fucking
wild.
God. It was a hug. It was a hug. I think she is more consumed by how she feels about Vanessa than the progression of our relationship. There's just so many ups and downs, and like, at the end of this, we're supposed to have an engagement, and I don't know.
Carolina, I wish
that can even happen.
He has to work today.
I tried my best. Like, I did my part, and my part wasn't good enough.
No music. Yeah, we're hitting the nope button on that. Oh, yes. If you're going to be a girl defiled, do it safely, y'all. Oh, with the music. Oh my gosh. Pterodactyl Pie with the 5 memberships. Hold on, we're paused. Okay, let's see who got memberships. Iris Bear, Amber J, Sierra. Who else? Tina A, and Tatum. You got a channel membership. You love to see it. Welcome to the channel memberships, y'all. You're one of us now. Thanks for coming, my friends. I need to buy a new chair pronto. I'm so uncomfortable in this godforsaken chair. I don't get why people are so into dating. Not gonna lie. I love knowing that I have Finn who knows and gets me. I appreciate that, Christine. Dating is hard. I think dating is, especially like app-based dating, is so much more difficult than like, I don't know, the traditional way. But also dating the traditional way is also hard. Dating is just hard, I think, is the problem. Yes, Mateo, happy Friday. Okay, we're 47 minutes in. I feel like this is the longest episode of all fucking time. We're gonna press play in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's muted. Sorry.
I'm so proud of you.
Bye.
Oh, I kind of just want to get straight to it because I just can't even.
Yeah, I'm straight too. Okay. I don't even know what that means, but I'm here for it.
I guess your conversation with Xander, you guys were talking about me and Xander's relationship.
I just was like, are you sure of Billy the way she's sure of you?
Do you think I'm sure of Xander?
Yes.
What do you think I'm sure of?
You've been sure enough to let me know that you're unsure of us because of Xander.
That's fair.
But no matter what, even at our worst, I still choose Yoli. If she chooses you, I still choose Yoli. Like, that's my person. And I just want to know if you choose her the same way. And she said, I don't know. I can't answer that. She didn't choose you, Yoli.
You're literally taking the choice away from me.
I'm not.
You're taking my autonomy away from me because I'm not ready to make a choice.
I never took away from that. I've showed up very consistent to you this entire time. Now I'm taking your autonomy away because I'm not like crucified over this. I think that's unfair for you to say.
When you ask me how I feel about Xander, there's love there, there's comfort there, there's...
Okay, hold on really quick. Tatum, I see you. Thank you for the $4.99. I got to laugh when he told me he got the creeps from me. Yeah, that's projection at its finest. Also, real quick, Kimmy, yes, also same, honestly. The NRE is so addictive. I feel that. Okay, sorry, let's keep going. 4809, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Ease there, but there's also comfort and ease and love with you and I.
You can't have us both.
I'm very much in love with you. What I can't lie about is that the romance is not there for me. I tried a little bit last night. It felt comfortable, and I'm doing my best.
Like, I'm here. I'm showing up.
And I'm so grateful. So grateful. Do not take it for granted at all. At all.
Okay. I'll show up the way I'm showing up, and I'll make that consistent, because I can do that. I can commit to that. We go to intimacy therapy. I can commit to that, and we can get through that. But, like, at what point do I keep neglecting myself?
I will love to ask the same questions. I waited fucking 3 years for you.
I get that you did that.
Stop cutting me off. I've waited 3 years for you to get to the point of being hell yes.
Okay.
And now you're expecting me to be like, oh, I see how Mal's been showing up for the last 2 weeks. Now she's my hell yeah. Like, that's really fucking shitty.
Is it shitty?
It is shitty because you haven't showed up like that in the last 3 years.
It took you 3 weeks to make somebody else a hell yes.
And they showed up like this right off the bat.
Is Xander your hell yes? Is Xander your hell yes?
I can't say that, but I will say that it doesn't seem as cloudy.
As much as you deserve your hell yes, I also deserve my hell yes. And if I'm like, you're kinda, or like maybe it could be, and I love her so much, but possibly, if I'm not that, then let me go.
What if I don't want to let you go?
That's selfish then.
I cannot imagine how hard this is to be in your position at all. But I'm asking you to not just like give up. I'm not trying to give up. I'm here. Do you want a hug?
Good for Mal.
What are you talking about, yo? Do you want niggas to die for you? You want to see both of us fight for you and bleed so you can see like who actually died for me and who didn't? I'm gonna pick that person. Is that what you want?
No.
What do you want from me? I am dying for you, fam. What do you want? Fucking give me a break.
There's no one outside.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, so I do want to be super clear. The way that Mal exploded obviously is not the way that we want to conduct ourselves. But this is a difficult situation. Like, I have a hard time not understanding why Mal is feeling stuck, right? Especially the thing that Yoli said about, like, what if I don't want to let you go? Like, that's selfish. That's not fair, right? Like, wanting to keep someone on retainer even though you know you don't want to be with them so that you can avoid the uncertainty of someone else that you really want to be with potentially not choosing you is, like, super not fair, you know? Why are you arguing with the dog? I don't think Mal was arguing with the dog. Yoli and Vanessa just want to have everyone in their pockets. It does kind of feel a little bit like that's what's happening right now, which is also a problem with this fucking show premise, right? It puts people in this impossible position where they feel like they have to hold people half in and half out in order to avoid getting left like on their ass with nobody, you know? I'm over an hour behind, but Lexi being toxic and keeping the chat consistent. Yeah, Leo, you're not wrong. Okay, let's keep going. 15 minutes, 25 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1. No music. No music. Get out of here. Oh.
I'm done with all of this.
This is awful.
I am done with this entire thing. I'm done. I have nothing else to say.
Honestly, I don't blame you. The last thing I want is cameras in my face while I'm having a breakdown. Vanessa and Mildred too, yes. LC.
You like these pants, huh?
Yeah.
Phew. But to be honest, I'm just so relieved that that night is over. My biggest bummer of the night, I'd say, through everything was realizing that Ray really wasn't going to talk to me.
If that's how she's gonna be controlled by a 24-year-old, they don't need to be together because, like, she chose you. That should be meaningful enough for her to stand her ground and be like, I'm gonna go talk to the person that I had a trial marriage with.
Yeah. You talk to Yoli a lot. I'm like, I see that she's with Yoli and I will not look over and I will distance myself so I cannot hear any single word that is being said. I'm like,
you did fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Holy shit.
I was so proud every time I looked over at you tonight.
I feel like we're at a point where, like, I don't need to be forcing a distance between you and Yoli. It just didn't feel necessary.
Katie, it's gotten a lot better.
Everyone's team Yoli. They're like, you need to choose Yoli now. Like, if you're gonna choose her, choose her. I'm like, you don't need to gang up on me. And like, I'm not ready to choose right now. Like, this is like why today is not the decision day. Like, that's not what I came in
what
here
a fucking
for.
thing to say when you came in here wanting to marry someone else. Like, also so fucking disrespectful to me.
Natalie, hi.
We're going through some shit.
Yeah.
fucking sucks. You hurt me a lot. But I love you.
This was a weird conversation.
I love you and I want to be with you. I mean, I want to end up with you. I would love that. That would be my ideal end to not this experience, but like life. I will always love you. I've said that since day one. That's what I need to remember.
What is going on? Netflix with the jumps in the conversation. This feels very obviously manipulated. I mean, like, listen, okay, we're paused. They did have a somewhat better resolution to this issue than Mal and Yoli did, but I don't know that this was authentic. Like, I will say, even for as explosive as that conversation was between Mal and Yoli, it felt like they were being more honest. This feels like there's a lot that's being unsaid here. And, like, this is just, like, two sides of the same coin, right? Like, being explosive, having difficulty regulating your emotions in conflict is not any worse or better than having no communication about your emotions or what's going on with you, having no ability to say the things that are just going unsaid that everybody can feel in the room, right? Just Katie, I feel that. Hi, Hannah Banana. We just finished a group day out thing for this episode. This episode's almost over, but it was a difficult time for Mal and Yoli and Xander and Vanessa and Lexi and Ray. Okay, we're at 53 minutes, 58 seconds. We're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I'm excited to make the most of our next few days together. Me too.
I just feel like there's no world where these two end up together, right? They just don't seem like they like each other. Also, I'm muting the music because, good God. Okay. Oh my God. What is happening right now? We are not watching that. What? Was that a necessary epilogue to the episode, Netflix? I'm glad I had it muted. What the fuck was that? Jesus. My God. Okay. Aussie and Sam are the original couple I really like together. Yes, Christine, I feel that. Oh, wow. There's so much going on. Okay. Wow. Yes, Vanessa wants to be with Xander. Xander probably wants to be with Yoli, but is like maybe not sure, I think. Just like fucking all bad. Jessica, for real. I've never been so grateful for the overlay. Sam, basically the last scene of the episode was one of the very exploitative, voyeuristic night camera angles of one of the couples having sex, and I don't know which one it was because we looked away, and thankfully it only lasted a few seconds, but it feels exploitative. We've talked that to death. Y'all know how I feel about that. Okay, before we watch the next episode, we're gonna take a little breaky break. I need to pee and I need to have a little snickety snack. Okay, great. The time currently is 1:49 p.m. I'll be back in roughly 10 minutes. Please hydrate yourself. Please get some snacks. And we'll be back. All right. Yes, the closed captions. I know. Okay, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Catch you on the flippity flip. Bye. Hi. Ooh, I forgot to get water. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Thank you. Sorry I ran long. I had to pee and I was eating my Cheez-Its. I'm so hungry, you guys. Are we talking about January 6th? What's going on in the chat right now? Hi, Gabby. Yeah, Finley, I was pretty young when 9/11 happened too, actually. I think I was in kindergarten. Ooh, okay, hold on. Be right back. I'm going to grab Liquid Death. Hold, please. Yes. I had to grab just whatever I could reach, and it so happened to be the mango one, which we love. Listen, I'm like 28. Hi, Rin. I'm turning 29 this year. Someone mentioned 9/10. Oi. I feel like 8th grade for like experiencing 9/11 in 8th grade would have been so traumatic, Jessica. Also, fair warning, I'm going to open this. It's going to make a loud noise. That wasn't as loud as I was expecting. I don't know. Is it Emil Amelie? I'm not really sure why we're talking about that. Anyways, hi everybody. Ooh, Maggie, you took a nap after work. I love that. Eric, I get that a lot actually from people who are surprised by my age, but I don't know. I feel like I act my age, no? Danny Matterson sending no. Gabby, what happened? Did you guys see that the mom from 8 Passengers accused her kids of abusing her though? Like, hello? I'm 27 and I'm using the Pride and Prejudice line frequently. Love. Okay, Finley, that's fair. I personally vibe with that. Ooh, Rin, EMDR sessions are so exhausting. High five for going and also for taking care of yourselves. Oh, I know, Christine. Tell me about it. Hannah and I recorded an episode of Thanks We Hate It, and like briefly touched on it, and we both got emotional because it's just impossible to, yeah. Eric, I turned 30 this year, and I don't feel like I'm an adult. I relate to that, honestly. Ooh, Gabby, that's good news. Oh, I love that. You love to see it. Throw the key away, honestly. I'm 28 and I still feel 18 sometimes. Yeah, that's fair. The mango liquid death is so good, you guys. Like, so good. Can't be overstated how good it is. I love that for him. Laura, me too. Me freaking too. Ooh. Okay. Y'all, it's freezing in my office. I really thought about bringing a jacket with me, and I was like, it's fine. It's not going to be cold. Now I'm freezing. Okay. Are we ready to get into it? This episode is 54 minutes. Everybody pray for me. Facts, I'm sorry. Finley, I can, but because it's Friday, there's other people in the building, and I don't want to, like, turn it down and then everyone else be hot, you know? Or turn it up, whatever. Yeah. I don't want to be a dick. Ooh, took the day off work and a 3-hour nap. Hell yeah, Rin. As you should. I gotta go for a bit, picking up my kid from school. We'll be back. Okay, RGS, thank you for coming. I hope the picking up and, I guess you're not dropping him off if you're picking him up, huh? I hope the pickup goes good. Carolina, did he actually say that? I said it in a hyperbolic way, but now I'm like, I should take it back. Christine. Today was day 2 at school with kids and I'm exhausted. That is rough. I am so sorry. I think they probably think we do pray to Satan. Like we are actually Satanists. I am so sorry. I'm probably making the worst mouth noises into the mic today. My bad. It's because I finished eating Cheez-Its like as I was turning the stream back on. So I have food in my mouth still. Okay, I think we're ready. Are we ready to get back into it? I spent 45 minutes of therapy yesterday being happy about having my kiddos back. Aw, Christine, that's so sweet. We need more teachers like you who genuinely love being teachers. Oh, Alexandra, I would be anxious as shit about that. I love that you're giving her independence, though. Might be fun to get a mini space heater. Ooh. Honestly, though, I will say I think when the winter comes, I'm going to be a lot more comfortable because we'll have the heater on, right? I probably just need to bring a sweatshirt so that I don't forget it next time. Yes, Alexander, giving kids independence is so hard because it's scary, but it's important. Good for you for being a good parent, man. My cat just punched me in the face. That's so rude. Finley, if the U.S. would just let teachers teach, we wouldn't leave the... 100% Finley, yes. Actually, that's a good point, actually. It's not that we need more teachers like that, because I feel like we probably have plenty, but we need a system that upholds teachers being that way so that they can actually support themselves and make a living and, like, be safe, you know? Thank you for that, Finley. Actually, I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. All right, I think we're ready. Let's get into it. Ooh, my best friend is moving back to Massachusetts, Maine, Montana in June to have a good teaching job. Ooh, okay, love that. Cuddly is V fashionable. That's true, Elsie. I love that. Okay, great. Yes, that's so fun, Christine. The beauty of these Grace. She is Miss United States. Just kidding, not really. She is freezing is what she is. But let's keep going. All right, we are 0 minutes, 0 seconds into episode 8 of the Ultimatum Queer Love. This episode is called Is Love Enough, which is very dramatic. So let's get going. We're going to press the play button in 3, 2, 1. No music. Absolutely not. Right out of the gate, that's going to be a no.
You guys ready?
Oh gosh, the dogs. No, I don't want the music.
Good girl. Oh, babe, she's gonna have to go. She is sad.
Have a puppy, they said.
It'll be fun, they said.
Well, that's our youngest child. I think that we should definitely have alone dates sometimes.
Welcome to parent life with the fur babies. I mean, I don't think a human baby would do this, but like, I don't ever want to have babies again.
Just like so much energy. I feel like that tired parent vibe going on right now.
Babe, this is a lot of work.
The little tie.
Have you thought about like, okay, like I get it, Shiloh and like Zoe sometimes annoys the fuck out of us, but like my son's already 16. He's like a teenager and he'll be annoying in the sense of like, he might get an attitude, you know, because he's a teenager, you know?
He's never, ever been disrespectful towards me.
Like, no, he's not disrespectful. Like, I hope he's not, but like, let's say we're out at the beach and he's just having a really bad day and like we're having a bad day with them and then like it's an addition to our stress is what I'm trying to say. What is that gonna look like for us, for you?
I think sometimes he wants your attention when I'm over and so he'll like come to the door a lot and then he'll be like,
Eric,
hi,
all the
can I
time.
help you? And he just sits there. The amount of patience you have towards him is so admirable. I see how much you love him just by the way you talk to him and like how gentle you are with him. And I know sometimes he can't really absorb something that might seem pretty obvious to people, but then you really take your time to break it down and just kind of like let him come to his own answer. You don't tell him how to be a kid, you tell him how to responsibly make his own choices to how he wants to live his life.
That's
Mildred's
a nice
child,
compliment.
he's special needs. If I'm going to marry Mildred, her son may have to live with us, even into his adulthood.
My son is gonna be an adult soon and you know, it's a lot.
For what it's worth, using the term special needs can be frowned upon. There are folks with disabilities who have asked that we move away from the term special needs for a variety of reasons. I'm not an expert on this topic, but just for what it's worth, yeah, just say disabled. Disabled is a lot less, it's a lot more of a morally neutral term, I guess. So just to be clear, that's why I made that face. Yeah, disabled is not a dirty word. Being disabled is not a shameful or embarrassing thing. Thank you, Christine. So yeah, just being clear about the fact that like if somebody has a disabled child who might need support into adulthood, you know, and that's a factor in like what our lives will look like, right? Like that's a perfectly valid conversation to have. But yeah, Katie, the term special needs for a lot of people, especially disabled people, feels stigma-y. So let's keep going. We're at 2 minutes 22 seconds and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
If we do get married and do have
Finley,
a family
yes.
together, I see adventure. I see being able to experience a lot of different things in life. You know, that's what I want to see, and I'm sure Josh would want to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that just like having, this, oh God, fuck, okay.
So, you still want to move in? Oh my God.
This is like so entirely too real. This is really what it's like with dogs. Yeah, people vary on their approach to person first language, Gabby, but generally just using the term disability or disabilities is like more morally neutral, like I said. With the music, Netflix. Okay, here we go.
Reunited, I guess. I don't know. Oh my God.
Thank you.
How was your experience?
Yeah, so I know how to speak up now. And I'm always there to just enable at the end of the day. Aussie needs to be able to handle this.
Yeah, stand your ground and like actually put forth what you learned.
Yes. Even before coming to the experience, Aussie doesn't communicate. Aussie is thinking in Aussie's head.
When I get tired or even stressed, I'm a little short.
When that's happening, you don't listen to me. You're so in your head, you don't actually know what's happening. You have bad energy. Like, you have bad energy.
I don't have bad energy. I'm just like...
You just don't think you do.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't.
Okay, even right now, you keep trying to defend yourself, but there's no need for that because I'm talking.
New version of Sam. This is the new Sam. I feel that you think that it's all about my improvement.
You do understand that I have things to work on too, right?
I haven't seen it from you that you're different.
You haven't seen the new Sam?
The new Sam.
You're trying to tell me that I'm not showing up different?
No.
You haven't seen any changes in me.
What I'm saying
That's
is,
offensive.
I haven't seen this new Sam give me the benefit of the doubt, see my side of the story.
You keep saying new Sam. So are you saying the new Sam doesn't listen to you?
I'm saying the new Sam may be overcompensating for her needs, which were not met prior, and now you don't even see my side.
I
was
know
like,
what you're
hey,
asking
she's...
for.
I just want you to see my side.
Can you just entertain the idea that the reason why you don't like how I act now is because I'm not just giving into all of your needs every single time, and I'm actually paying attention to my needs?
That's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. I think about you all the time. I put you first.
But you're calling her actual feelings bullshit? How would...
Okay, pause. Wow. So first and foremost, oh, thank you, Gabby. Trigger warning for a panic attack upcoming. First and foremost, it's incredibly common for folks when we're learning how to advocate for ourselves to like overcorrect, right? We do this. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a rough one. Okay, fair enough. But we do this, right? Where when we're learning how to find our voice, we can overcorrect into the other end of the spectrum. And it does kind of seem like that's what's going on with Sam here, because the truth is that Aussie is allowed to have feelings. Aussie is allowed to communicate in a way that isn't entirely similar to the way that Sam communicates, but that the work in partnership is figuring out how we can advocate for ourselves and also make space for our partners, right? Elsie, that's a really good question. I don't know, actually. I personally lean towards people just are probably drinking on this show, generally speaking. But it, like late stage kind of stuff, I'm not really sure. Yeah, facts, entirely possible. Oh God, is it really that bad, Daniela? All right. Hi, the pagan apostate. How's it going? We're talking about Sam and Aussie right now because they're having an issue. So yeah, I think first and foremost, again, it does kind of seem like Sam is maybe overcorrecting here, but also Aussie's being incredibly dismissive of Sam's feelings. And it is also entirely possible that Aussie's resistance to the way that Sam communicates is in part because it's challenging, it's difficult, it can feel very isolating to have your partner not be quite so available. You know, if your partner was being available to their detriment before and they're doing the complete opposite of that now, obviously that's going to feel difficult, right? I want to know what led up to this because I feel like the editing just jumps right out. Oh, yes, Days in Blue, 100%. There was probably a lot of lead up to this, especially because Aussie doesn't seem like a particularly reactive person. Do these conversations? Yes, Rin. This is the thing that I've been saying about these shows from the beginning, which is that all of this work could be accomplished in couples therapy in private with less emotional distress, but instead Netflix makes them do it in front of a camera and then monetizes it, which is fucked up. Okay, thank you, Gabby. Yeah, for those of you who are sensitive to that, there's probably going to be a pretty distressing panic attack coming up. So please take care of yourselves. You're always welcome to mute, to turn the video off, to like leave and come back. Obviously, I don't know how long it's going to be, so I can't give you guys a timestamp, but you know, take care of yourselves, please. Okay, we're at 5:22. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
You feel she said that about your feelings?
She's saying that.
I don't though.
But she literally did not say that though.
Ever.
But you literally just said those words.
I shut down. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Thank you, Eric.
So this has been our
Doing
main
my
roadblock.
best.
This new version of me is literally just like, I'm not going to keep enabling you anymore. I'm going to actually speak up now. And that is what Aussie doesn't like.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm cool to stay here. You can see if Aussie's okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Duck updates. Thank you, Natalie.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. You know, maybe I'm not good enough for her, you know? I'm not there yet. I'm trying.
What makes you think
I'm
that?
trying, but the thing is, I'm trying, and I cannot have my partner dismiss how I feel too. Dismiss my side of the story too. I'm not where she's at, so like, what about my version, which was like, I didn't mean to make you mad. I didn't mean to make you feel like I was being rude to you. I'm sorry. There's two fucking people here. You're not always fucking right. Can you please be open-minded enough that I am telling you the truth? My truth too? I'm accepting your truth. Why can't you accept my truth?
There's a lot of repressed emotion coming
You know where
up.
it takes me back to? Is my fucking childhood.
Oh boy.
When I would be blamed for everything. And it was not even my fucking fault.
Yeah, this is a trauma response. Probably. No, Aussie.
I didn't do shit. I fucking didn't do shit. I fucking didn't do shit. I fucking didn't do it.
Come here.
I fucking didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Come here.
Yeah, see, this is like so incredibly difficult to walk through generally, but especially on camera. Like, this feels exploitative. The music. Are you joking me? Yeah, Aussie is like full fight or flight, like having a fucking
Be the
nervous system reaction
Perfect.
right now.
girlfriend, perfect lover, perfect kid, perfect daughter, perfect co-worker, perfect. Everything. I'm still not good enough.
Eric. With the music.
I thought that she would come in, but maybe she just needs that fresh air.
Thank you.
Oi. Yeah, Aussie literally just left. Okay, with this music. Also, I don't know who's handling the mixing at Netflix, but can we adjust it, please? All right, hold on, pause before we talk about Lexi and Ray. Wow. Thank you, Kristen. Yes, Aussie's pronouns are Aussie. We're good at this point. The scene with Aussie and Sam is over. So, oh yeah, Finley. Well, I think this is also a good reminder too that we, when working on how to advocate for ourselves, it's important that we still be open to feedback, right? Especially knowing that the process is going to be imperfect and that it's entirely possible that we'll overcorrect. But this is also, again, like, I have a hard time faulting Aussie for this because it's very clear that Aussie's nervous system was like so far outside of regulation that I don't think any of that behavior was like necessarily in their control or in Aussie's control. And also, this is stuff that needs to be worked on in therapy, right? Like, our ability to tolerate distress during conflict is key. It's critical in having successful relationships, you know? But I think also Aussie is probably aware of that work that Aussie needs to do. Yes, thank you guys for the duck chat. I think this is very much a like everyone sucks here situation. Not in the sense that everybody actually sucks, but in the sense that like everybody has their own stuff that was brought to this equation that made things more difficult, right? Yeah. Well, and I think especially because if you've ever had a meltdown like that, or like a breakdown like that, you know how overwhelming and dysregulating it is. But especially to have a meltdown like that and then to not have your partner be supportive of you is probably like especially triggering. I think it's clear that there's some childhood trauma stuff going on for Aussie there. So like, you know, fair enough. Yeah, facts. This situation just sucks. That's what it is. Thank you. Facts. Yeah, this whole thing, yes, yeah, they both could have done a better job at various points, but also, too, I have a hard time being, like, Aussie's to blame for Aussie's nervous system just wilding out when, like, Aussie has been pretty clear about what boundaries and limits are needed in conflict. Yeah. Queer water, yeah, I think that's super true, that Aussie, yeah, exactly, that Aussie's been clear about the need to process and breathe, and Sam just kind of like outright refused that, which pushed Aussie to a not good place. I'm surprised I say anything intelligible. That's not true facts. All right, let's keep going. 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I think sometimes it's hard for me to have conversations with you because I feel like I know how they're going to turn out. More so in terms of just like you listening to me. It doesn't become like this like fucking hot topic. Like everybody said this, like you're very strong-willed, you're very opinionated. And sometimes I feel like I'm on the defense when I'm like trying to tell you how I'm feeling. I wouldn't have to feel the same way. Like we can feel different, we can agree to disagree, but like just listen and be like, okay, well, that's not how I feel, this is how I feel. And not like making me feel like I'm wrong or like dumb.
I think sometimes I can't get out of my own head when we're in it. Okay. One-upping one another and making you question something. I don't want that. I was in mock trial. I picked a lane and I argued for it and in favor of it and consistently, nonstop.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I just saw the thing about queer water. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, I did address that. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, the chat's going really fast. The palacogen. I did address queer water, but I am excited to see Ray advocating for herself in this exchange because I think the way she phrased that was like pretty, I don't know, succinct, like clear. That essentially sometimes in conflict, Ray is made to feel dumb or wrong because Ray's perspective is different than Lexi's. I'm hopeful that Lexi will respond in kind, but I guess we'll see. We're at 10:14, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
All right, this is something I like about you when it's not geared toward this little gal.
In terms of like marriage, I don't want the games. I'm not single. I don't want to be single. I don't want to feel like I'm single. I don't want to feel like I'm dating around and like somebody has a freaking area code in their phone number for somebody else. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that version of the game.
I don't think we really like do that.
Thank you.
We don't think it's healthy to do that. Like, I think we know of a couple that does do a lot of petty gaminess. Like, how can I one-up this person? How can I make this person like want me or like whatever? Like, if you're in a marriage, I don't know if that's like.
I would rather us make each other want us in purposeful ways. Like, I'd rather our version of like a game, if you will, is like you coming home from work and me wearing something sexy, cooking dinner. Like, if that's a game to us.
Thank you.
Like, that'll be my game.
Okay.
Yeah?
No music. Also, what a nothing burger conversation. Oh boy, here we go. Aussie and Sam.
What happened today was realization that how I'm feeling in that moment, which was so much anger and so much pain. I said, this feels like when I was a kid.
I didn't know it was there. Like, I had no idea. But that's what I feel every time we fight. Like,
and you know that I'm there for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have so much support and love.
You don't even see it.
I don't even see it.
You're going through a lot of like really heavy stuff.
Absolutely.
For me, marriage is about growth. And I think that it wouldn't make any sense to hold unrealistic expectations of we're going to come into this experience and we're going to be fully healed at the end. But we need to communicate better.
I mean, I want to get there. I love you. Okay? I just don't feel safe with you just yet. Okay?
That's very honest.
Why do I feel some sort of
Because that is something that is not easy for anybody to hear. A lot of things that you do come off as selfish.
Right. Right.
Like a lot of times I literally feel like I'm bending backwards to help create a safe space for you. That freaking sucks. So moving forward, like, how do you see that situation changing though?
I feel like that's not like a hard thing to answer. Like, it's obvious.
Do you hear it right now?
I feel annoyed.
Yeah, why? Why are you feeling annoyed?
Why are you asking me that dumb question?
You're being very disrespectful to me right now. You're speaking to me in a very condescending tone.
So why did you ask me that question then? Why are you asking me that question?
Your whole tone just changed to being very like
but
rude and condescending, and you're raising your voice at me and calling my questions dumb.
Why would you ask me that? Why?
Can you acknowledge the fact that you're...
Okay, I acknowledge.
This is one of those moments where you're being rude to me.
Okay, but I feel like you're being rude to me by asking
I'm
that.
actually not being rude to you.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Okay, hold on, pause. This was going so well, and now it has all just up in smoke. Oh my God, Natalie. The smoke alarms in my house just started going off. That's terrifying. Yeah. My biggest problem with Aussie is that I just don't feel like Aussie's being honest until Aussie's backed into a corner, and that just isn't fair. Honestly, that's true, or that's fair, Days in Blue. Here's the thing. I think first and foremost, I admire Aussie just being honest about like, I don't feel safe with you yet, right? Because like that's fair and that's true. And also what happened today is a thing that would negatively impact the trust in a relationship, right? Like feeling like your partner is not there for you and is like actively refusing to allow you to communicate in the way that makes the most sense for you is a betrayal, right? Like that feels like a breach in trust. But also this, it seems like Aussie has a very quick switch from genuinely engaging into like trauma response. And the hard thing is that Sam is right. Sam's not obligated to just put up with someone communicating with her in a way that feels condescending or feels hurtful. And also Aussie is like deserving of compassion around this trauma response. But like, this is again, the thing where like both people have stuff that needs to be addressed here. And I don't know that there's a perfect answer to this, especially because they are trying to work this out in real time in front of a camera with no support. Like this is a very complex issue to deal with, right? Because both people have needs that are valid, except that those needs kind of conflict with each other right now. And so like the work here ideally is in having a therapist to help mitigate the harm that's happening, right? The emotional aftermath of a panic attack can last. Actually, that's true. Facts. Yeah, Aussie is probably still dysregulated to some degree. Yes, Faith, exactly. Well, and also too, it is kind of a button pusher for me that Sam is aware that Aussie had a pretty severe panic attack earlier today because Sam wouldn't give Aussie the space to regulate, and then we're doing it again, right? I don't know. I take issue with that. My brother has autism and I have ADHD, and it's wild how different we present, but with similar origins. Yeah, the crossover between ADHD and autism is interesting and is also the subject of a lot of contentious research for what it's worth, because it's difficult to pin down. This is why therapists are sort of prickly about people diagnosing ADHD or autism over social media, because the symptoms have a lot of overlap. It's difficult to know for sure. I know the exhaustion and dysfunctional regulating, trust me. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yes. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is I don't think that Sam triggered this necessarily so much as it is like Aussie's dysregulation that's like left over from earlier. But Sam pushing the like, can you acknowledge this? Can you acknowledge this? Can you acknowledge this? When Aussie is clearly continuing to become dysregulated is not helpful. Yeah, I think they would both be, well, not like working on themselves like out of a relationship necessarily, but I think this is very much a moment where like we need to take some space, you know? We both need to emotionally regulate because Sam's not feeling heard, which is causing her to be the pursuer. Aussie is feeling blamed and unseen, which is causing Aussie to retreat. And so again, we're doing this thing, you know? Okay, let's keep going. We're at 14:38 and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
You're not in listening mode right now?
Because you're telling me that I did something wrong.
Like, no, I
What
didn't.
did I do?
Okay, so we're having the same issue where you're feeling like I'm telling you did something wrong, but I didn't say anything.
I'm listening to you.
Can you like be in a less defensive position where I feel like you're actually listening to me?
Do you see the question you asked made me feel the way I did? Do you see
I
that
didn't
too?
make you feel anyway.
All right, whatever.
I didn't intend to make you feel
I'm good.
anyway.
We need a break.
I don't.
We need a break.
Okay, but let's not just like blankly use that I'm good statement. Like,
I don't. I'm good. Like, what do you want me to do about it, mate?
you're starting to act like an ass right now. And you started talking to me in a very rude manner and you called me mate.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh,
mate?
God. This
Why
is
are you
not-
calling me
this is
mate
so
all of a
bad.
sudden?
I don't know. Are we done?
So now you're just gonna walk away? Like,
I don't know. I don't want to hear about this shit anymore. Are we done?
are you really just like walking away from me right now?
Just, you haven't done anything wrong. Just let me be. I just don't want to talk about this anymore.
This is all bad.
You know what I can tell you with certainty? This is not what I want in a marriage.
Okay. Apparently I'm an ass right now, so let me just leave.
Yeah, you absolutely are.
Is the road
Yeah, this is. It does, Lenny. I noticed that because Aussie did that with Mildred.
do
Also.
you feel like your hope is gone?
Yeah, this whole situation is difficult.
Is the night too dark?
She's been my rock, you know? When Sam expressed that she was hurt, she was trying her best. I could see that. I know her. I came on the experience.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I forgot about the music.
Sam and I's relationship. And we both made a commitment to fully immerse ourselves in this. If she's telling you this is what she needs, and you're waiting because of your insecurities and your fears, because of past hurts, you're gonna lose that person.
The fact that Aussie has to talk about this on camera while
That means
Aussie
the world
is
to you.
dysregulated is so upsetting.
So I'm getting very clear on that. That I don't want to lose the person that I know is the one.
No music, Netflix. Aussie needs to be single and in intensive therapy. Well, I think everybody could benefit from intensive therapy here, honestly.
I'm sorry.
Where is the truth to believe in?
So kind of weird that we're filming this, but whatever. No music. Also, too, for what it's worth, people can very much work through really difficult trauma stuff while still in relationship and be a good partner. It's just that we need a lot of support from a clinician, ideally, you know?
So good.
You look so good.
Oh, thanks.
Welcome.
Haven't seen you guys in a while.
Oh, God.
So you guys have been
Here we
living
go.
back with each other for
Right, 2 weeks. Yeah, we've gone through a lot of stuff I feel like that we have not talked about before, and I don't know, like it's hard.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so you met Ray, my trial wife.
yes.
I think I finally came to the conclusion that I do want to marry someone and have a kid with someone and raising them and having that connection. And I do really love you, and I do see a future with us. So it's been really hard that that's how I came out of my trial marriage, and then to be thrown into
Yeah.
this.
A month ago, I thought I was gonna like come into this and be like, oh, okay, like now let's figure some stuff out, and I have been like super guarded.
Guarded with me, not with you.
Oh yeah, sorry. I've been guarded. Yeah, I've been guarded with Vanessa. Like once we started living together, there were so many things going on in my head. Like it just felt so different. I still am like trying to like place like what that means
What's
for us and for
happening?
our future. The thing is like we do love each other so much and we do care about each other so much. But then I was with my trial marriage partner, and she also is like ready to get married and have kids and everything.
Oh boy.
It was easy and natural, and one of the biggest things was that Yoli kept asking me, what does Xander need? And I feel like I've never been asked that before, ever. Like, that's something that I needed. I'm not someone to like just like pour my heart out right away, right? So like, it did mean a lot to me that I was like, okay, like I feel like I trust this girl enough to tell her things, and she was telling me stuff. I don't know, I mean, I think that we learned a lot from each other. I think I learned a lot.
Hold on, pause. Paul, like, that is such a like beautifully poignant point here. Pollock said, I think Sam needs to learn to ask for connection in a way that's possible for a triggered Aussie to provide. I've been there with a partner that has very similar trauma triggers and responses. I feel like this is like such a great way to conceptualize this, because at the core of the issue with being locked in this cycle of like pursuing and retreating is a desire for connection, right? And I think this is, again, like one of those things that ideally we would be addressing in therapy, because finding a way for, hi Nada, thanks for coming, finding a way for us to achieve connection, or for Sam to feel seen or heard in a way that doesn't further trigger Aussie would be like such a great intervention in these moments, right? Well, Kristen, we don't know that Aussie's not in therapy, to be fair. But again, just I think it's important to highlight that this show is probably much more traumatizing for folks than they initially anticipated it was going to be, because no one really anticipates or like is able to prepare themselves for the blowback of having your very real trauma wounds exposed and exploited and like pushed and poked, and on TV, no less, you know. It's entirely possible that Aussie is in therapy but just hadn't really made connections about Aussie's trauma responses and stuff. And so like, yes, yeah, helping to give vocabulary for that. Exactly, Hannah. So yeah, for what it's worth, I think being able to do that in our own relationships, right? Like, especially if you are the partner who is doing the pursuing, looking inward and asking yourself, like, in these moments, I'm pursuing why? Like, what is it that I'm pursuing? And if it's a feeling of connection, like, what are some other ways that I could feel connected to my partner? And how can my partner and I have a conversation about how to facilitate that in a way that won't like further trigger them? Like, that's such a useful intervention, I guess. Elsie, me too, honestly. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 20 minutes, 39 seconds, and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
About myself also. Everything's just been like turned around now.
That's a lot for you to process there.
I know.
Wow. The perspective of coming here was that Xander wanted to get married and you didn't. Now, after you've been through this, you want to get married, and that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's undeniable that a part of that is you don't want to lose Xander. And you'd be willing to maybe do something that you wouldn't have done before because of that fear of loss.
There's a
right?
part, but I can tell you that's not the dominant.
But it has to be there. And I'll tell you, I've been a victim of this, where someone's pulling away from you, and you want to win them back. To win them back because you want to be chosen, right? But I know, looking back at myself in one particular relationship where I thought, oh my God, I really love this person. Afterwards, I look back and I thought, wow, that was totally my ego kicking in. Certainly, I guess what I'm hearing is Xander progressed more with a self-analysis and really trying to figure out, what do I want and what's going to make me happy?
Yeah.
So
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I feel like I did that just the same.
Okay.
Just because I didn't love someone and have sex with them a lot. That didn't need to happen. My heart's never broken like this.
Oh God. That was it? Oh my God. I know the music is so bad. Okay. Let's focus in here. I had a moment where I was like, oh, I like Vanessa's dad a little bit for just calling into the room the truth, which is that Vanessa is saying she's had a change of heart about marriage, at the very least in part because Vanessa is afraid of being abandoned, right? And then very quickly turned it into projecting his own past relationship problems onto these two, which is not helpful. Honestly, Jessica, I don't know. I don't know what the music is, but it's terrible. Yeah, it was Vanessa and her dad. Sorry. So here's the thing. I think it's true that there is probably a part of Vanessa that's chasing after Xander because it feels bad to be left, especially because we've already discussed that I think Vanessa's impression coming into this was the big fish in a little pond thing, and that turned out to be not Vanessa's experience. However, that's not to say then that Vanessa and Xander should just like take Vanessa's dad's advice about relationships, because I think her dad has his own issues with relationships that he probably needs to work through, right? Honestly, Christine, same. I just can't imagine trying to take advice about marriage from someone who like self-admits to like disavow the institution of marriage, you know? Okay. I think her dad was saying his own story to make it feel less judgmental. Okay, that's fair. Pollock, yeah, people do that. I know, Jessica, the music is so bad. Jason from The Good Place would play better music than Netflix. Okay, but Jason from The Good Place would probably play better music than, like, most people. I love Jason from The Good Place. And I think his taste in music is, like, so bad that it's good. You know? Yeah, that's true, Elsie. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 22:13. We're going to watch Mal and Yoli now. So pressing play in 3, 2, 1. No music.
Process.
The friend
who I ended up doing my trial marriage with. Like at first I was like, all right, this is cool, this is cute. Like we'll grow, I figured. After a week with Xander, I was just kind of like, oh shit.
What is the oh shit part?
The oh shit was me falling in love with Xander. And
oh boy,
feeling a connection there.
I'm confused.
Oh, no. What's the confusing part?
This is your person.
So
this is a lot. I'm just in shock. I don't know what to say.
That's fair.
I know. It is a lot.
How do you feel? I mean, it's such a generalized question, but like,
I mean, that wasn't the plan. Like a little bamboozled.
It just doesn't sound real.
Right.
I'm sitting here with you guys, and I'm like.
It never made me feel like I love Mel any less.
Wait, Elsie, what?
Yep.
Pitbull has like 20 kids.
So what does that mean, Yoli? What does that mean for, how do you feel about Mal?
I love Mal so much. She's a best friend. She is kin to me. The connection here is untouched, to me at least, beyond. But when I think about solidifying my future, I worry. And this person has that checked off.
You're saying you kind of love them both. How does 3 weeks measure up to 3 years?
It's hard for me to say.
I didn't realize I was so terrible in 3 years.
I'm not saying you're terrible. But if it was just me, if I didn't want children, no problem. I can deal with her messiness, or I can deal with her inconsistency, and I can deal with being annoyed, because it's just me. But when I think about having children, that's what's fucked me up.
Are you a godmother to any children?
No.
Multiple people have asked me to be their godparent.
And it's beautiful.
But that's because I do show up responsible. I do show up as a person that can be a great mother. And they all affirm me of that often. So when you tell me you're unsure of the type of parent I could be, I don't understand you. So I feel like, what is it actually? It can't be just that.
I'm 34. I don't have many viable years. And if this person's not ready, then let me find somebody who's ready.
Are you also confident that this Xander person is going to give you that?
In these 3 weeks, we had lots of talks about what we would do, how we would handle it. Finances, she is on the right kind of insurance that would cover. She also has money aside that would cover any kind of like outside expenses. And
she saw that account?
You have seen her finances for this. You guys have talked that deeply about this.
First time hearing this. Makes much more sense as to why you're so in love. Because I was confused and now I'm not. Finances, this changes the game.
Mal, to be completely clear, I'm not judging you based on your fucking bank account. But like IVF is a very real possibility.
Have I not shown up that way?
Are you starting to save for it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Just I can't cringe any harder. So this is a difficult conversation for us to address here. Yes, Lenny, which I think is super valid because, again, having conversations about the mental load is integral, in my opinion, to having fair and healthy relationships. And I kind of agree with Mal, right? That, like, if it were just that, then it wouldn't make sense that Yoli is as in love with Xander as she is. At the same time, yes, Mateo, this does feel like a private conversation. At the same time, though, I think there is something to be said for how difficult to quantify love is, right? Like putting these people through the ringer to try to like force them to prove why they're so in love after 3 weeks. Like, don't get me wrong. Am I personally under the impression that it's probably a lot of NRE? Yes. Or like honeymoon phase stuff? Yes. However, people feel how they feel, right? And like trying to force your partner to give a good enough reason for why they're in love with someone just feels kind of shitty, right? Like, I can understand Mal's confusion, and I think it's valid to want an answer, but it does also kind of suck to say, like, unless you can give me an answer, I'm not like validating or like legitimizing your love, you know? Yeah, that's not okay. Can we get an answer about the Mr. Worldwide situation? Bio babies more important than children. Hold on, what? The people thing's a joke. Got it. Okay, great. Yeah, Christine, bringing up the money thing is a really interesting take here. Mal did say in the interview she was on exactly the same insurance in her job as Xander. Yoli makes Mal look bad on camera. Interesting. Does Elon Musk have a lot of kids too? What? There's two simultaneous conversations happening in the chat, and it's very stressful. But yeah, I think also of note here though is that if your primary draw to a partner is the money that they have, like that's a fucking bad sign, right? Because also too, my question is like why Yoli is not saving for this, right? Like why is it her other partner's job primarily to be saving for IVF or adoption or child rearing or whatever? Like that's an interesting take. That's not a good one. Mal has only looked really bad on camera once. Yeah, that's fair. How is money what you're focusing on here? Well, and like I can understand, like there is a conversation to be had about the difficult, like the logistics, I guess, of wanting to have kids in a queer relationship, right? Because the truth is that it is so incredibly much more difficult. Hi Mercy Waters, thanks for coming. It's more difficult for queer people to have kids than it is for cisgender heterosexual people, right? It can be a lot more expensive. It can have a lot more hoops to jump through. And so I can understand like practically wanting to be prepared for that. But like, again, I do just very much disagree with this take that like this person has more money and so therefore I love them more. Like, how many kids does Pippo have now in my search history? Love that for me. Okay, but what's the answer though? Can somebody please tell me? I saw that Elon has 10 children. That's so many children. Yeah, exactly. Why is love determined by the bank account? Yeah, that's a solid question. Beep, 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 beep. 10 mini musks, too many. Ew, Christine, that's such a sentence. Oh, Chantel, Pippo only has 2 kids. So Mr. Worldwide, 2 children. Is that what I'm understanding? Love that it's raining in Ohio right now, Tatum. I love that for you. 2 for Mr. Worldwide. Great. Okay, I can still love him. Great. Moving on. 25-27, we're pressing play. In 3, 2, 1.
Yes, you're not doing that. You have not done that.
Okay. Okay.
Yoli, I'm tripping. I'm really tripping right now. Okay, goodbye.
Oi. Yes, people are not vending machines.
No. This situation is just fucked up.
Trash.
Complete trash.
It's trash.
Sometimes love is not enough. And Yoli is kind of saying that. Love is not enough.
If I propose, would you still approve? Never heard you pause this long on a question.
What is best for Mal?
No. I wish I was a vending machine. Honestly, same. Yoli is showing why Mal was hesitant in the first place. That's a good
Spending
point.
together, so I just want to stay in and cuddle and like talk to you about life.
Okay.
Before me coming into this experience, I wasn't deeply thinking about marriage, and all of a sudden now I actually am thinking about marriage with you.
We both want the same things, working together and like getting to where we need to be next. That's something that I lived through like before when I was married. I learned so much from it, and I just...
What did you learn from it?
Looking back at it, I know that I was not in love with my ex. I married her because I trusted her.
Fair.
You married her because you trusted her.
I did
You
trust.
didn't marry her because you
No,
were
no, that's
in
not
love
the,
with her?
the-
Like, so you
yeah,
just-
I'm not truly in love, but I do love them as a human, as a person, as what we have.
But the fact is, you were actually never in love with your ex-wife, yet you married her. That's very scary because I actually am thinking about marriage with you.
Oh no.
You telling me that you love me, which I'm sure you did with her. And now I'm thinking in my head, what does that mean to me?
I don't think that people that marry only marry for one reason, Tiff. We both really strongly wanted to have businesses, and we both looked at life in the same direction.
So you married your business partner. That's like a little red flag to me.
I thought I loved her in the moment that I decided to marry her. We decided to go sign a paper and go do what we thought marriage was. I mean, a lot of people were like, you guys are crazy, like this is so fast, like what if it doesn't work? You know, I didn't care about all that. I like wanted to do it because I wanted to do it.
What you're saying right now is like, it's bullshit, Mildred. You go back and forth between, I love this person, but no, but I wasn't in love, or I didn't know what love meant, or I didn't, like, it's, your version of love is all over the place. Do you really take marriage seriously? Because maybe you just want these ideas of marriage more so than you actually want the person. Like, do you think your son deserves to have parents that are in love with each other?
I think you'll never know that because you don't have a son and you're not a single mother. And you don't.
Oy, oy, oy. All right, we're paused. I keep forgetting she was already married. Yeah, they do put a lot of words in each other's mouth. I feel like Tiff's anxiety in this, situation is warranted, right? Like I can understand why Tiff hearing this is like kind of a scary thing, but also at the same time, it does kind of come across as like, now I will refuse to believe you when you say that you're in love with me, which is not fair. But also at the same time, like Mildred, we've said this from the beginning, like we talked about this in the early episodes, that especially these Netflix shows kind of come across sometimes as just wanting a warm body to consent to marriage with you, rather than saying, I really want to marry you specifically. Sorry, what happened? Discord, I saw that you guys added me for something. Hold on. Let me look through the chat. Shira, yes, but also it's not something that I can like just do. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just sort of fly off the handle and start doing shit like that. Like I see you, I hear you, and also I will address it when I'm not live, if that's okay. Love to you both though. Okay, great. Yeah, this relationship is painful to watch. I do think that the like, does your son deserve to have parents who love each other thing was kind of a low blow. Mildred is already pretty sensitive about her kid, I think. So I don't know that was like helpful. Let's just keep going. This whole situation is a mess. 2903, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I know
And
it's
you
like
don't know
to be a
what
child.
you don't know what it's like. You do know
other.
what it is to be the child.
And that's why I want you solid with me to know when you say that you love me.
And that makes sense.
I need to know how
that
you
makes
define
sense
that.
that you want something solid now, Tiff, but you are sitting here defining me by my actions in the past. You're sitting here defining my love for you with the love that I had for my ex-wife. But what I will not allow you to do is to tell me that the same way I was confused when I married, that's the same way I'm confused right now. That I won't allow you to, because I know what I feel.
I see failed marriages everywhere around me. I'm just like, dude, why the fuck would someone want to get married to someone that isn't in love with them to begin with?
I'm gonna break you down.
Bye, Gabby. Thank you for coming. I hope teaching goes well. Okay.
I'm solid and I know what I feel. And if that's something that is not enough for you, then maybe that means that you're not the person that I need to marry.
We're paused. I do just want to point out that Mildred did the same thing that Tiff expressed frustration about earlier, which is essentially like, we're having a disagreement. You're not the person I'm going to marry then, right? Which is a problem. I just don't. Bye, Tiny. Thank you for coming. I just really am struggling to watch these two continue to have conflict because it goes sideways every single time. All right, let's keep going. We're at 30 minutes, 11 seconds, and we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1. It's muted, by the way. Sorry. Aussie and Sam, here we go.
Very independent.
Yeah.
But obviously, you're not the only one with insecurities. I hate to say it, but I've had moments I physically felt the wall that you put up. I physically saw a different face on you. Like, those were some very lonely moments.
This experience has
Chantal, I
highlighted
do
for
have
me.
one of those
I'm going
cups,
to
just
be
not with me.
intentional. Every interaction, every emotion, like the good, the bad, and the ugly, every moment in this experience matters. My ability to hear you when you tell me of your needs, that is so tied to the root of all the other issues I'm trying to solve. Like unconditional love towards myself. If I could fix the root of the issue, then I think that when I have self-love, I'm able to love you.
Yeah.
I'm actually embarrassed to, for you.
For me?
For you to see, like to meet my family.
You're
Like,
embarrassed?
I'm embarrassed.
Why?
Because like they're, like my brother was trying to say it in a really nice way, like they're pretty close-minded people.
Obviously, the goal here is that we are hoping to get engaged at the end of this. If this person sees me being my full, authentic
Emily,
self
yes,
as a bad
at
thing,
1.25.
then what are they doing in my life? We shouldn't be surrounded by people who are trying to bring us down. We should be surrounded by people who empower us and make us feel like we are amazing and beautiful and strong and all of those things.
Yeah. I would like to experience what it would be like to grow up in a happy home.
Word. Oh, Aussie.
I really believe that if it wasn't for my experience with my grandma, I wouldn't know how to love. With everything I've been through, I don't think I would just be in pain and I would just not even know how to. And
Christine.
I told you before, too, your brother, too.
It's a
Rob.
common issue.
Yeah.
He is a lot of how he is because you raised him.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. But I don't regret anything. My mom did the best she could with what she had. My dad, even my dad, did the best he could with what he had, you know? So, and I know they did their best because everyone's doing their best in every moment.
Yeah. Including you.
Including me. Yeah.
You forget that one the most.
Okay, pause real quick. I do just want to address this because I think this is also a good moment for us to just acknowledge the universal truth, which is that relationships will sometimes be inherently unequal, right? This fantasy that we have of both of us contributing perfectly 100% all the time or like 50-50 is not real, right? That's predicated upon the belief that people are perfect people who are capable of showing up perfectly and fully every time, which is not real or true. That's just simply not a possibility. And sometimes relationships still work, right? Like it's entirely possible for you to show up imperfectly in relationships. And like in this situation, I think it's fair to say that Aussie has some more trauma situating to do than Sam does. And that will require an increased amount of emotional effort or awareness, right? From Sam. And that is inherently unfair. And that might be okay, right? Like that might be something that's okay for them right now. That might be a norm that they've both agreed and consented to, especially knowing that they love and care for each other. Like if they know that for themselves. We love people through struggle all the time, right? And this is not a new concept, right? Like we do this with family and with friends and other people. And so I do want to empower people to just keep that in mind about romantic relationships, because especially shows like this push this message that like you are meant to be this perfectly self-actualized, completely done growing person before you're able to be in a successful relationship. And that's not true, right? Like I can personally vouch for that, both as a human being and as a clinician who helps people walk through stuff like this, you know? Yes, Katie, exactly. And everybody will define those norms in their relationship for themselves. And those norms might change over time, right? Like people's norms will change and adjust over time based on what their emotional bandwidth is, based on what's going on in their life, based on what trauma stuff showing up for them, like a whole bunch of different factors, right? But if Sam and Aussie have made the decision that their current dynamic is something that they both are okay with, that they both consented to, that they both feel good about, There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing inherently problematic or unhealthy about that. Yes. Yeah. Well, and it's difficult, you know, like loving somebody through struggle can be difficult, obviously. Successful, meaning like happy, healthy, everybody's feeling seen, everybody's feeling heard, nobody's being treated poorly, you know, there's not like abuse present or neglect present, those kinds of things. Yes. Yeah, Alexandra, 100%. Yes, Pollock, the bandwidth and effort that we can put in will change every day. Sometimes like moment to moment, you know, and like that's okay. The work is in learning how to communicate that effectively, you know. Okay. Was the needier partner, and to be honest, my partner breaking up with me kickstarted me getting back into therapy. Oh, that's so sweet, Christine. I love that. Okay. We're at 33:26, pressing play in 3, 2, 1. No music. Why with the music? I just don't understand why it has to go on for as long as it does, you know? It's still happening. We're still filming Aussie crying. Like, this just feels exploitative. Gotta get the good B-roll in. Okay, Mal and Yoli, here we go.
I would like our last night to be like peaceful and full of love.
Sounds good.
What do you want?
Leo,
Same.
love that.
I want pizza.
Take care of yourself.
It's your sad girl food.
Not you knowing me.
It is.
But this isn't light. This isn't picking a restaurant. Like, this is a big fucking deal. How do you think our trial marriage has gone?
It's a little bit of a blur. Get to learn new things about you.
Bye, Leo.
In a good way or bad way?
I don't know. It feels like home. Like you feel like home to me. And sometimes home is an amazing place to be, and sometimes home just isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always still home. How do you think your trial marriage went with me?
I think at first it was super hard. It was hard and heart-wrenching for my own reasons of just feeling like bad, guilty, and then also kind of feeling mad at you. But those feelings settled. You are amazing. You have been showing up fucking incredible, more than I can ask for, like more than I imagined.
I like who I've grown to be with you. That doesn't mean it's been easy.
It's like that growth spurt that I never had, but like I heard about everyone having growing pains where they had to like your bones hurt and you grow an inch overnight. That's what it feels like in here. Like
The growth spurt, yeah. That's a perfect analogy.
growing pains and all that shit.
Happened pretty quick. This trial marriage has been tough. I've shown up all the ways that I could. I've like led with love every single day. I'm not trying to pressure Yoli. I'm not trying to force her hand. But I can't help but think that this could literally be my final night that I spend with Yoli.
Thanks for coming.
Like, forever.
Do you want help?
I spoke to your parents.
Or about like...
I asked for their blessing in proposing to you. It was both of them, and I was like, oh snap. I was like, I want to be honest, I don't know what your daughter's gonna say, but I want you guys to know that I love her, and I'm not just marrying her, I'm marrying you guys too.
Were you scared?
Yes. Especially to speak to your father.
Joseph
Yes.
with the 5 memberships.
What was really nice was to hear them be like,
Thank
you're family to
you.
us. And they were just like, that's so nice, like, you know, of course you have our blessing, that's not a question, and
look at all
it's
those
about time. Like,
I'm
Welcome to
proud
one
of you
of
because I
us,
know
you
that must have
guys.
been nerve-wracking, and I'm sure you were nervous as fuck. And for you to stand up for a decision that you're about to make is huge. Family is number one for me, and to see you honor my family before trying to start creating family with me is what I wanted since we started this process. What I'm really proud about us is the way we are really dedicated to figure things out together.
I like doing life with you.
Me too. Is there anything that's making you question yourself in moving forward? Okay.
Mm-mm. Which is really odd for me to be so sure.
If it weren't for you, don't know what I'd do. If it weren't for you.
With the music.
So I'll reach your lips.
No. I am so over the music. Lexi and Ray, here we go.
Cheers to any way you slice it. Our last date night as girlfriends. Oh boy, for whatever that means.
That's terrible.
Do you remember that date where I'd like handwritten out the menu?
That was when you were really trying to woo me.
Really was trying to woo you. Life with you has always just been good. I think I really was hopeful that this experience would give us what we needed to take that next step. I do feel like it's always been you. I've never really wavered in that. I've always known.
Kristen, me too.
Well, this is getting hot.
Getting hot in here? You want to take off all your clothes?
I might have to take off some of my clothes.
I really love you.
I know I love you. I know this. I love our 3 years. Every time I talk about this, it makes me cry.
I love you too. I don't want to lose what we have. But, like, I need more concrete answers right now.
I am still, like, going through, like, well, what about this? What about this? What about that? Like, you know me. I think forever is hard for me. This is a big commitment. It's a weird situation. It is the ultimatum. Like, I feel back against the wall, and it's either making a decision or losing you.
It does seem like it is.
But there's, like, so many factors that kind of get in the way or, like, block me or make me second guess things.
You can talk about Vanessa. That's okay. Yeah? You have no secrets? No bodies in the closet?
I already said it before.
I'm just trying to, you know, give you the room to feel settled in whatever decision you make.
I told you how I feel about it.
This is weird.
Yeah.
You're gonna make the decision that's right for you, and I'm gonna make the one that's right for me. This is weird.
You saw my eyes, but so that they hide within me.
They do sound the same. I know, I'm sorry. The you can talk about Vanessa thing was weird. I don't like that at all.
Hot
Comes
toddy.
across as giving permission, which Ray doesn't.
It's funky.
Elsie, yes,
It's
we were
funky.
slut shaming again.
It's definitely funky.
It's so interesting because so many heavy conversations, but also like you just say funky the way you just said it, and I'm like, that's my Xander. I feel like I've lost you, and then I'm like, there she is though, and I love those glimpses.
Like, this experience has changed me so much. To like come into this experience thinking that I'm ready to get married, and then to be so confused and feeling like I don't know who should be my partner, and I have feelings for two people.
Something I've been thinking about a lot is my capacity to love and how that affected our relationship for like 4 years. Like, I really feel like I didn't know how to love. Like, I loved you, but I didn't realize until being here, like, how much I could love someone. So now, looking back, I realized that I didn't give you all the love I had in me.
I see all of your change. I also always knew you did love me. I wouldn't have stayed around if I did it.
It's very sweet. We're on episode 8, Tatum.
I'm not over this yet.
Netflix is like really dragging these episodes out, and I have to say I'm not here for it. With the music. Yeah, I mean, and like I appreciate the growth. Oh God, are we doing it again? Oh, it's so weird. We're on episode 8, and now the producers are showing us Vanessa and Xander in bed, which is just invasive. Okay, good. I appreciate the growth. I think Vanessa and Xander is going to be a question of like too little, too late, right?
You're all
Same thing
packed
with
up?
Yoli and Mal.
Say bye to
honestly.
Shiloh. Hi, baby.
Decision day is coming, and there's a chance I could lose the love of my life. I would love to just take us away from here, but I also know I need to be chosen.
I don't know how the biggest parts of my life would look without you.
The unknown gets decided. I don't know if I'm ready to
Casual
face
bottle of Jim Beam on the bed.
that. Okay, bye.
Oh no. No, are the next episode's terrible?
We'll never be who we were. Whether we walk together or not. I haven't given up. I'm just in a place where I'm like, what else can I say? Like, what else can I say?
Nobody tried harder than us. Nobody believed in us more than we did. I really don't have words for how this feels.
This is terrible. These people are just being traumatized, and for what? The decision episodes are fantastic. Great.
Our couples accepted the ultimatum just 2 months ago.
Oh, good. What's her name?
And
Showed
committed
up
to
again.
experiencing 2 visions of what marriage could be. All to find out, am I really with the person that I could spend the rest of my life with? Or is there someone else out there who might be a better fit? Who has found the one? Who will propose? Who will walk away alone?
Just ridiculous.
Now, time is up on the ultimatum.
Great.
I don't even know what I'm feeling. Confused, overwhelmed. I can be leaving here engaged to Mal, leave here with Xander, or I can leave alone.
This has been a very trying experience. I'm feeling anxious. I mean, I felt better coming in here than I do leaving.
I'm feeling pulled in 2 different directions. I have Mal, who I wanted to marry, coming in here. We have this history, we have our love, and like, I think that Mal wants to work and see this through the way she has been in the last 3 weeks. Then I've got Xander. We connect in so many fucking ways. We want the same things. We respect and love each other the same kind of way. And who has said she's ready to like do this thing with me. So it's not so much I'm uncertain. I'm very certain of what it would look like with either one. I just don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
I received the ultimatum, and now it's time to decide what I'm gonna do.
I don't even know.
There's just so much pomp and circumstance for what is ultimately going to be a big load of nothing at the end of this episode. From what the heck? Oh God.
We came into this experience on 2 very opposite ends of the stick. I wasn't dragging my feet for no reason. But this experience has revolutionized my idea of marriage. It's not about, do you guys have enough savings to do that? It's about Yoli and I.
Don't give Netflix any credit, Mal.
Issuing the ultimatum, I have been forced to confront all the issues that I didn't even know were holding me back. My needs were not being met. But there's also a lot of love and support.
I want Yoli to be happy. I love her with everything I have. But she's expressed to me that she's in love with 2 people. So I'm torn. I'm not nervous telling Yoli how I feel at this point. I'm nervous this could be really the last time that I have the chance.
My heart and my mind are in 2 different places. I want it all. I want my, what could be life with Xander, and I want what my life with Mal has been also. God, I look fucking vomit. Like either way, I'm scared of losing somebody who I love. I just don't know who I want to spend my life with.
Hi, baby.
You look good.
Thank you.
Karen,
You look great.
Very good.
Yourself.
Thank you. Are the Pinterest quotes?
So, do you want to get closer? Are you good?
I just don't know.
Eric, don't encourage
I mean,
him.
here, I can get closer.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Whatever's comfortable for you. This has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And when I think about a relationship in retrospect, I remember putting a wall up and closing behind and making you chase me. I don't want to do that anymore.
We're not going to get an
I'm
answer,
done
are
doing
we?
it. I think you deserve the world. I've always thought that.
Yeah, we're not getting an answer.
Are you okay?
Like, literally, no. Who is okay in this situation?
What you said was beautiful. I like hear you and see you and believe you in what you're saying. But I just want you to know that I'm still in love with somebody else.
I feel like I knew that. I haven't walked away.
Oh boy.
I wrote you something. about you're my family, you're my teacher, you're my best friend. You challenge the toughest parts of me, and you still love me. You reflect all the best parts of me I don't always see in myself, the parts I don't think I always deserve.
Tatum, we have 2 more episodes.
You're humble, you're a fighter, you're loyal, you're just the right amount of crazy. It has been the sweetest gift to watch you, to let alone love you, and even a bigger honor to join you. I choose you, Yoli. I promise to keep choosing you and us daily. I knew it was you 3 weeks into dating you.
Finley, get
3
out
years
of
ago.
here. Next week.
It's always been you. I know it's you now. And if it's not now, I promise to come looking for you in the next lifetime. But not without asking you.
This
Will you
is
do life with me?
terrible.
And will you marry me?
Yola just doesn't seem like she's gonna say yes to that, right? That's what I've heard.
Dangerous games.
What a surprise.
Whether I me or not is going to alter the course of my life forever.
This could be the first moment of the rest of your life, or it could be the last moment of Ryan Lexi.
In our 3 weeks together, there are just so many of those moments of just like you walking away.
Yeah.
I don't know if Aussie is ready to be what I need for me.
I've had dreams of proposing to her, of like watching her walk down the aisle.
I really cannot imagine my life without her in it. I am definitely risking losing her forever.
This is just trauma for the sake of. Okay. Wow. Bye, Carolina. Thank you for coming. You made it to the end. Oy, 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 you guys. I can't wait till next week. I'm finally going to cave and watch ahead. I know. I really want to know what the deal is, but I'm not going to watch them. I'll wait and find out with you guys on live. I don't know why today felt particularly rough. Like, these episodes felt like they were dragging on, and also like there was just awful shit in these. Is that just me? Because I don't know. Maybe it's just me. A good example of queer dating, for a queer dating show, is the 2-episode bisexual bachelor from Dropout. Oh my gosh. Yes, Noah. We watched actually those episodes for a Patreon only live stream, and we had so much fun, and the episodes were so good. Everybody was so respectful and kind. I loved it. I literally went out and bought myself a Dropout TV subscription after we watched that, because I was like, this is so good. I have to watch more Dropout TV. Game Changer Bachelor was fire. Yes, it was. Sorry if it's off topic, but do you have any advice or videos about long distance relationships? At present, no. I'm not particularly in a place to give advice to anybody specifically, but we can certainly add it to the list of topics. Long distance does suck. Long distance is hard. But yeah, I can do some looking to see if I have any like clinically backed advice, you know. Noah, we have a lot of fun on the Patreon. The link for it is in the description. We are doing live streams now once a month and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, if you have the means and you feel comfortable to, we'd love to have you there. The Discord is also a riot. Shout out to everybody in Discord. Okay, so we are watching episodes 9 and 10, which will be the final episode and the reunion episode next week. We are also going to be back tomorrow, though, because we're doing a stream. We're going to play video games together. I'm not going to do it while I'm on stream because that's going to be boring. But I am going to post in the Patreon my friend code for Steam. If you want to play with me, please add me as a friend. And then we need to work out like what the fuck all we're doing, because you can only have a party of up to 4 people at a time. So I want to have you all in there, but I also want to make sure that we're being fair about it. Fair warning, it is going to be a very long stream tomorrow, probably, because I do just want to play games with you guys. So, know that going in. But we're going to try and like set some time limits or like turn-based stuff for playing Baldur's Gate 3 together tomorrow. So, Christine, I'm so excited about tomorrow. I feel like it's going to be really fun. The Bisexual Bachelor is so good, Pollock. Highly recommend. I know, Christine, but just so you guys know, it is going to be a long one. I do want to make time to play games with everybody who wants to play games. So if you want to play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, come back tomorrow. It's going to be very fun. I'm really excited. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, and Mickey didn't know what I was talking about. What happened? What did I miss? Beep, boop, beep, boop. Sorry, I'm scrolling back up. Brendan Lee Mulligan is the GM. Oh, Dimension 20. Yes. Brendan Lee Mulligan is a god. Like, he's like a god tier DM, and I look up to him and Matt Mercer in so many ways. Right now, Days in Blue, the furthest I've made it in the game is like the tail end of Act 2. We haven't started Act 3 yet. So I don't know. End game spoilers. Don't spoil it for me. But we're certainly not going to make it that far tomorrow. So Baldur's Gate 3 is essentially D&D in a video game. It's very, very fun. But yeah, if you guys have the game you want to play, I will put my friend code on Patreon. Yes, you have to be a patron if you want to play with me. That's the only way that I can work out how to like add people as a friend without just like putting my shit all over the internet. And also to get in contact with folks beforehand. So, yeah, if you want to play with me, please check the Patreon today or tomorrow morning, so that we can get a schedule together and get it all situated. Fair enough. Days in Blue. All right. I think that's it. We are going to go. I am desperately hungry, so I'm going to go eat. But I love you all the most. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week for episodes 9 and 10, and I'll see you tomorrow for some video games. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow.